feel a giant stance, a mech with heavy man's commands, each step a quake, a thunderous might, eyes aglow in the endless night. A taint beneath, dark and vast, power fierce, shadows cast, a mighty taint beneath its core, a warrior spirit, ancient lore. Welcome tainted, a lace-up tunic or medieval hoodie. Welcome tainted, let's talk about color, or should we? Welcome tainted, thinking outside the blocks. Welcome tainted, thanks for joining us, you rock.
Hey, welcome to Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly official Brickworld live stream where we talk about thinking outside the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium and also thinking outside of your mental blocks when you're building your MOCs. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld. And this guy over here on my left, everybody's favorite host, Z Cerberus, Mr. Ben Hauger. How are you doing this week, Ben?
I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I feel a renewed energy to build stuff.
Yeah. Me too, actually. Just curious, before we get into building stuff and run a show, how did the playoffs go for your son's team and your team?
The one game they played, they won. So I missed it, but they pulled it off 3-2. I guess proving that, I'm not Ben Belichick. They can win without me. It's bittersweet, but I'd prefer they win than lose, I guess.
Yeah.
But yesterday was sign up time for fall flag football, and my wife looked at me and said, "Are you going to coach again?" And I said, "No," and then she signed me up anyway. So
I guess she's the one who makes those plans, huh?
I guess she's in charge. I have to understand how my bread is buttered, as it were. So.
Well, channel member V Mac Attack, love this comment going into the night today. Good to see so many taints, and also I believe this is a soft request for a Closet of Shame segment tonight.
Whew, the stack of shame post Brickworld. Only a stack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have a whole closet.
Yeah, same. And it's going to take me a while to get over there because I've been reorganizing the basement. You don't know how good that felt this week to actually start putting things back together down here, cleaning stuff up. And then I started building and messed it all up again. I walked down here after I got a ton done before I started building. And I was like, this place still looks like a hellscape. It takes a long time to get things organized. And granted, I may have mentioned it. There was a flood down here. That was almost 2 years ago that flood happened. Of course, it's just now recently that I've been able to start digging out some of the stuff that got kind of not damaged, but just blown out of any sort of form of organization. And there's a lot to do, but it feels good to start getting it done and just to be able to manage my time a little bit better now that Brickworld Chicago is over.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels already like a lot of people are on 4th of July holiday.
Yeah.
Already wandering off and doing things, even though that's not until Thursday.
Right.
And a lot of people are planning to take the whole week off. So hopefully people who have done that have some time to reorganize their Lego room before they shoot off some fireworks and hopefully keep all their fingers intact.
Oh, yeah, especially for Cheeto's sake. Cheeto is really not a big fan of the fireworks. Oof. And she shakes and she cuddles up and you can't really go anywhere until she falls asleep. And then she's asleep on your lap and you can't wake her up because there's fireworks going off. So it looks like Monica Berry's digging through her stack of shame from Post Brickworld. Yeah, you know what? Last week we had a record number of views for this live stream. Over 350 some odd views. It's the most viewed live stream we've ever produced. Was last week's 3-hour and 45-minute show. People kind of stuck around for the whole thing too, which was exciting. So if you're watching this and you like what you're seeing, which hopefully you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that. You'll get notifications about our upcoming live streams when we schedule them, and when we have surprise ones. You'll know all about what's going on here. And of course, you can also always join us as a channel member. We've got a good handful of members here who've joined us for $1.99 $1.99. I can't even speak right now. $1.99 a month, and they get some special emojis. They get a special tag on there.
And if anyone's curious, that's not $199. It's $1.99. Is all it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is exactly what it is. Yeah, congrats on the view count. Thank you. Thank you for being part of it. Of course, Realgar sends his regards. He will probably show up after dinner. Oh well, yeah. Got to make sure you're not joining the tainted on an empty stomach. Here are some of the you can't see them in the way I'm showing them right now, but if you look in the chat on YouTube, you can see the special emojis you get. They're all Fabuline based, of course. He's getting sushi without us. That is unacceptable. He should have asked us all what we wanted. Gotten it to us. Yeah, it is of course summertime, and so I do expect people to be going in and out of town quite a bit. So we might be a little bit more sparse than normal this summer, but we'll still be here, huh?
Oh yeah, for the most part. I think I don't have any weeks I plan to not be here yet. I know there will be one coming up when we go on the family vacation where I won't be here at least. But otherwise, we tend to be able to get it in on Sundays. So.
Yeah. Become part of the weekly routine.
For sure.
Panic building on Sunday like it's the day before Brickworld.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well induce panic every week instead of just right before Brickworld.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
You get yourself used to it. It's cardio for the Lego fan.
There you go. You want to see what we plan to talk about today, Mark?
I do.
Okay,
I love
to
see that.
Here we go. Today's show brought to you by the letter R. We're back to a letter that we all know and love. We're going to talk reset. We're going to talk about our own builds because my understanding is Mark's got something to show. I can even see it in the background there. We're going to talk about some Lego news with R2's friend, and then we'll get into probably what everyone really, really wanted to see last week, some more pictures from Chicago and some Chicago review redux, as I like to call it. And then we will talk about some close calls, which we're calling radio calls today. Everything is related to radios in some way, I guess. We'll have a little ranting time, which Mark and I will probably both make up on the fly.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the next show.
Yeah, check this out. So, of course, he pays $1.99, not $199, $1.99 a month to be a member. He definitely looks forward to this stream and his routine, and we look forward to seeing you as well, VMAC Attack, as we look forward to seeing all the Tainted. And like this guy, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, a very frequent host on our show, is here. He's hitting the bricks as well. Great, yeah. It was nice to build this week with 50 weeks left to go before there's any pressure. Derby here.
Always a little bit of pressure, but maybe not quite as much pressure.
Yeah, much less pressure than it was, say, 4 weeks ago when you were asking me for 2 more weeks.
Yes, I believe I demanded 2 more weeks.
I would have loved that.
And you declined. So you can say what you want, but you declined.
I really wanted 2 more weeks myself. I really did. I just for getting everything going. Like when you sit down to do the opening ceremonies slide presentation, you're like, oh, I meant to reconfigure this entire thing. And you spend all your free time in the first couple days of the show. And for me, it starts on Monday. Actually, we'll talk about that later. We've got a lot to talk about upcoming structure changes to the basic form, the basic format of Brickworld. Interested to hear the opinions from the Tainted. But before we get started with anything else, I wanted to backtrack on a couple of things. We got some comments after last week's, like in the replay gang, where they said, we talked about closing the hall at midnight. And the comment was like, but ACOB is hyping. I'm like, I don't have to keep in everything that ACOB hypes, and ACOB certainly hypes this show for 52 weeks a year. Appreciate that a ton. But it is true. It is one of the greatest things about it is that you can stay in the hall late into the night and eat. Hey, Reed is here as well tonight. And he in having meetings with the coordinators this week to kind of do a we call them post-action meetings instead of post-mortem meetings. I really like that. That was David Turner's idea to change the name from post-mortem to post-action. And they were like, no, you can keep the hall open till at least 2. And like, if people are still milling about, we can keep an eye on this and that. And like, if it's open till 3, we'll just tell security what time to lock the doors. And so like, it was kind of like came the consensus like 2, but possibly 3, if they feel comfortable about everyone who's in the room. So I'm like,
Feels like we're now tying Brickworld closing time to the bar closing time.
exactly, that's the late night closing time.
Yeah.
In Cook County is 3 a.m.
Okay.
4 a.m. on Saturdays. So, whatever. We'll find out what to do. And the other one I wanted to comment on is I picked this up, like watching it back over when we were talking about the unfortunate theft that occurred and the way I was responding to it. And some people had made comments that I was still seeming like I was trying to inject too much humor into it. Which again is probably a fault of mine, something that I need to watch anyway. But I specifically remembered when I was watching the stream back from last week that when I was on stage during the award ceremony and I had people like booing the person who stole and like shouts of like agreement with like how intense I was being, I felt a little uncomfortable, like I was leading some sort of rally to go out and find these people and have them drawn and quartered. And it felt a little irresponsible for me to be like, if we did find this person during while we were tearing down, I was worried for their safety at that point. And I felt a little dirty getting I felt like a rally leader instead of a Lego convention awards ceremony MC,
A little too much mob mentality for you.
It felt that is definitely what I felt, and it scared me a bit. So I did turn directly to a joke because I was like, ugh. It felt with great power comes great responsibility sort of moment where I didn't want to be responsible for someone, and we'd already had a couple incidents where people mistook people's actions for theft. So I really didn't want that to perpetuate either. I didn't want to drum up bloodlust.
Well, yeah. I didn't think it was overly humorous or well, I mean, you got to be serious. I don't think anyone would have actually brought the person up for you to punch in the face. But I think the sentiment was right, which is it's not okay to do what happened. That's all that matters.
Thank you, VMAC Attack.
So, yeah, I'm noticing that my camera is like tilted. I mean, I'm still okay, but like the background is all crooked. So I was trying to fix it there, but when I moved the camera, it just sank right back down as soon as I let it go.
That's what my tripod's been doing for a long time. I'm noticing that since I finally got rid of the incandescent bulbs that were in this this light fixture, they burnt out finally. It's the first time since we moved in almost 3 years ago that those lights burnt out, and so I replaced them with LEDs. And now I have an angle of light coming down the center of my face, like it's the opening scene from Lion King. And I'm like,
yeah, your halo's showing. I actually have here in my office, in my Lego office here, I put in fancy bulbs so I can control them. So let's see this.
Oh, cool. Like the Amazon Hey Siri.
Yeah, check this out. Here we go. They're from my phone.
Ooh. We don't.
I can like change their colors and do all kinds of fanciness.
As far as we can tell, Brick Orphanage, I do believe it happened during both. Bone Shaker is here. Heard some metallic gold was stolen. Is this what I'm referring to? Oh, no. And it wasn't. I think the metallic was silver from Superhawks Frisbees. But there was just quite a bit of minifigures stolen from people's displays. Of course, the Gujiks, the tokens were taken. And then the some people's like Lego Team B, their mock was messed with, and they weren't able to display it on Sunday with all the power functions working. And then there was like some specific theft that seemed, at least to the person experiencing it, if not everyone else, to be like targeted against that person. And so it was really kind of for an amazing weekend. There's really kind of a gross lining that is occurring, but we're doing our best to make sure that everyone's gonna watch out for it in the future, and hopefully we will find ways to curb that from happening again, even if it comes down to like having a little like Brickworld saddlebag, where like when you leave your display, all the stuff you're worried about people actually taking, you just take with you, carry that bag with you, put it back on your display when you come back. Unfortunate that that has to happen, but we do want people to be prepared that we had the first real problem with theft we've ever had this year at Brickworld in 2023. So fun way to start at the stream, bringing that one up again. Oh, whatever it was, 2024. What year is it? What day is it? Yeah.
Sunday.
Time is it? Who are you people? Where am
That
I?
I know. I've got my. I finally got home and I was able to do this. Got a sig fig. Let's see if we can get
Oh,
him
you got
in
the
my
liquid.
little lanyard case. So there he is, Mr. Golden Knight.
Yeah, right.
So that's pretty cool. So he hangs out with me while I'm streaming. He hangs out on this monitor arm to keep it balanced so that it'll stop tilting. So that's what I just used him for, to do that. So
Nice.
good times there.
Dave Bricks is here from Perth. Been a subscriber to the channel, first time commenting. Hey, welcome to the Tainted. Now we know you're here. Come over from the ACOB community. Well, thank you for joining us. Very happy about that. Sucks that all that happened, but I'm still thrilled with the full community there. Yeah, especially Superhawk. Hopefully they'll step by tonight. The person who felt like they were targeted and had a lot of their stuff stolen, they went and got a lot of, because it was the tokens of appreciation, the Gujiks, that person's name badge, but they got them. And anybody who was giving out Gujiks, they got them a collection of them to bring to this person to hopefully make them feel more positive about the community in general. And I believe they did. Felt so welcome to had a blast with all the other members. Great, thank you as well. It was nice to have you there. It's always fun to see all of you. Mark, where can I PM you on a potential lead? Oh, hit me up on Discord, please. Or, better yet, please send an email to, hold on, let me find it. Contact us at brickworld.com. That way my whole staff will see it, and we'll get it in the right place. There we are. Contact us at brickworld.com. Send a potential lead there if you have it. And then my whole staff will see it, and we'll get it in the right incident report and the right file and all that sort of stuff. And thank you. I appreciate people being vigilant about this. And we have lots of plans. I have people offering to be covert security for Lego theft, which makes me really feel good about the community itself. Jesse just got that set with the Golden Knight.
Yeah, from Bricks and Minifigs. I believe in Roseville they had a number of them. He had Jesse posted a little story I think I saw on Instagram or Facebook, one of those. He traded 4 Star Wars sets for a couple of those old classic Knight sets, including the one with the Golden Knight in it. So that's pretty cool. And hey, speaking of Bricks and Minifigs, I saw Pat there. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I saw Pat there, and we talked for a little while about Brickworld.
Did you find out how to pronounce his last name?
Well, so he told me that it is in fact a French last name, but being in Minnesota, they go with the very German pronunciation. So instead of getting the Bavier type pronunciation, they just pronounce it just like it's spelled.
Bavier?
There you go. So
okay. Fair enough.
So that's what we go with. We just kind of go with whatever. I guess French would be okay, but not necessarily how we like to do it in Minnesota, where we're all Germans and Norwegians. So
Orion is chasing something in her sleep. Can you hear her barking? She's sleepwalking. Now she stopped. She heard I was talking about her, but she's still asleep. Anyway. So Redux or reset.
Reset. Yeah. So last week I had a bunch of problems. The French sounds prettier. I had a bunch of problems with the computer. It kept freezing, telling me we didn't have any signal, even though I'm hardwired. And I had explained that I had just reset this computer because it would occasionally freeze. Never did before on the stream, but of course I reset it and it's all gone to heck. It seems to be fine and stable, but that only can mean one thing, which is it's going to freeze and shut down 6 times today because it's been perfect for the last week since Sunday.
Yeah, you froze a little bit while you were saying froze. Maybe it was my signal because God knows.
Funny. That's funny because actually you did just freeze for a second there.
Okay, one of it. I'm wondering which one is coming off as freezing in the stream because Matt's not here, so he's not downloading, government compliance
My
documents.
kids aren't here
And
either.
yeah, I did a speed test and it came back with flying colors.
Oof.
Yeah, I supposedly have what's it called, 716 megabytes per second of upload speed. So ghost in the screen, man.
Stud Sidious is causing some trouble in the chat. He said something that we can't really accept, which is that he's building the Cherry Vitality Beach Water Park set.
Without us?
I know. I was so disappointed that Stud was busy, could not come to Brickworld. He had a trade show that he was at instead. But I really wanted to see the Cherry Vitality Beach Water Park. He says it's a great set with a smiley face. I hope that means that it's a joke.
I think he's laughing.
Hard to say for sure.
Yeah, check this out. Rob Claxton is wondering if I'm ready for Brickworld Chicago 2025. I'll tell you this much. I have been more ready for the next show than I've ever been since I bought the company. This was only the third year I ran the show. But all the invoices are paid, which is crazy. And the cash flow is good. And we're getting, we have meetings already for next year's stuff. David Turner is, of course, setting stuff up for next year already. We plan to open registration late summer, early fall. We hope late summer. And so things are really going to start rolling pretty quickly. Tennis shoes and pop. We talked a lot about that last week. Oh, so there was no freezing in their world. That's interesting.
Seemed like there was in ours.
Glad Bone Shaker is here tonight. Think of us getting to know each other and bonding as a community and one way to prevent theft. Yes, and we talked about that last week, starting sort of a Brickworld neighborhood watch, so that we're not actually making anybody who is a minority that may feel like they're targeted by this sort of thing feel the opposite of they're just getting too much attention to help build them up and protect them, but just if they're not around their display, keep an eye on it, watch how people are moving around. My staff did a great job on that on their own last week, but mostly reporting what you do see to security, so security can keep on an eye on the people that you have suspicions about. They're much better equipped than us or my staff or me to actually do that sort of policing work. But the more data the security have, they're all off-duty police officers, by the way, and they did a fantastic job this year with everything that we asked them to do. Really, really great proof of concept for what I was trying to get out of them, and they really understood it and they really ran with it. And so, yeah, when it comes to people just being observant and making sure that the information gets to those authorities that we put in place to take care of those situations.
So it sounds like you've had a reset of your own. You've gotten the company into shape, and now you're already ready for 2025.
I didn't sleep 12 hours a day for a month after Brickworld. At least, there's still a couple of weeks left for me to decipher that. But I think by the amount I've been just sleeping a normal amount and getting a lot of work done, I'm already behind.
Yeah, Val.
But I didn't even try until mid-July last year because I was just dead.
Yeah, that might not be a real issue. But we've rambled for 23.5 minutes, and I think maybe we've reset enough, and we should talk about some MOCs.
Yeah, we definitely should do that.
So who wants to start? I can see your MOC.
Yeah, but why don't you start? You always start. You're on the left.
It's true. You do make me start because I'm on the left. So let's talk about this this little darling that I've got rolling here. Here we go. We're going to throw it up on the screen and make it the solo.
What is happening? Is this another... you put another computer in your spaceship?
Not in a spaceship yet. This is a little open frame dealy here. But yeah, we've got another computer build cooking. Doesn't get a lot of judging attention, but like we talked about, who cares? I like building them, so I'm doing it again.
Of course. You got to do what makes you happy. That's what's important here. Not trying to win awards, trying to make our hobby time the most of what we want it to be. VMAC, do the who, then the what, and the where? What? Sorry? Stud Sidious says all his friends from Minnesota that he worked with in New York ad agencies had warned people in New York not to be polite. Yeah, because it creeps people out.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got the first ooh of the night.
Yeah, so here we are.
Oh yeah, but Rob Claxton's going to be bringing the Botanical Garden in 2025. Great.
Ah, excellent.
A major remodel is happening with that. Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Yeah, sure. I saw Jessica at the store too. So there you go. So there we have it. Check it out. It's more of an open frame at this point than a real full mock. But it's all the parts that you need minus the power button, which I will be moving from the water-cooled computer over to this one, are here for this to function.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It does need the power cords for the graphics card plugged in, but outside of that, this is where we are. Everything's pretty secure at the moment. Got a built-in handle so I can pick it up. So now we've just got to do some finishing work on it to make it a little more presentable, and then I can put it inside a mock.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little jelly here. You hung out with Reed on Friday night and didn't tell me you were going to do that?
You know, he was by himself on his stream.
Yeah.
You know, he was feeling a little sad about it. He did have Brett Builds on for a little while, and I was like, hey, send me the invite. He's like, you know, I did send you the invite, but it turns out he didn't.
Right.
He's got a secret account that he uses to send people invites. So eventually he finally snuck me an invite, and I was on the show for a while, working on this.
Lou is back tonight. He's speaking as a New Yorker. Not all of us are mean and soulless. No, it's because if people talk to them in public, they're usually crazy. That's what I realized. If you're like, don't talk to me, you're a stranger, and that must mean you're insane. I mentioned that reservations would be available in August. That would be mid-August. I think I said end of summer. I might have said August last week. That is definitely what we're planning. But, vaguely August-ish. That's I'm not going to set anything definite yet, because who knows what will happen once we get into the system and start trying to get it all set up. We want to make sure it runs smoothly, so I don't want to stick myself to a deadline just yet.
I think I also noticed a button mark when I was on the stream with Reed. I think it said something like stream to your own channel. It was like I could push a button and like dual stream or something.
Oh, we can.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of the ones at Brickworld were dual stream to our stream and the people who were streaming them.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
We should figure out how to do that for sure. So here we have it.
That's great.
Yeah. It's going to actually have a mock that goes along with it, but I kind of built the frame this time versus some of the other mocks because they're, very hard to work on the PC part of it. Plus the open frame thing I think is kind of cool.
And you did say water cooled again, right?
This one's not water cooled. Isn't that disappointing?
I know. I just misunderstood you.
But see, this is the big giant air cooler
Oh,
in this CPU right here.
That's what I misunderstood, because I'm like, you were grabbing that. I thought you said you were leaving tubing. You're leaving space for the
cooler. I need a power button, which is in the in the Goo to mine right now. I have to pull it out.
What are you thinking about making this? Another space station, or do you not want to tell us yet, or what's up?
I don't want to tell you yet. But it is definitely going to be a theme I have not done, but definitely want to do. It is sci-fi related, but that's all I can say at this moment.
Okay, fair enough. I notice it's white.
It is very white. Yes. What do you think of that? Kind of like that?
I do. I'm used to seeing you work in gray or orange, so I'm kind of like, what?
Yeah, lots of white. Lots of white. VMAX suggests from his comment here that it's a gateway cow. No gateway parts were used in this build, VMAC, I promise. But
just
here it is.
Cow skin, make it look like a gateway box.
Yeah, so here it is. It's pretty fun. Everything is held in by Lego bits and bobs.
Yeah.
So it's you can see everything's in there, but it needs some armor now, I guess, or some cover to add to the frame to be able to get the mock going on it. So,
Brick Orphanage wants to see it as a friend's castle. I would like to see it as a friend's space castle.
A friend's space castle, okay.
Stud Sidious is begging for a white castle. Does Lego take the heat well? VMAC wants to know.
For the most part, lots of computer bits. People have asked me this or questioned it. There are lots of computer cases and like shrouds, like these shrouds here, built on this. The shroud's not metal. This shroud is ABS plastic, just like Lego. So as long as it's not touching like a heat sink itself, like here on this side, it's touching the touching the fans themselves. Having a problem with our focus here. But as long as I'm not touching like a metal part directly, it does just fine.
Andrew, I definitely want to do something like this. I have plans, but it's a great suggestion. I think he's a little behind in the stream. Suggested that we set up a security camera on their tables that sync to their phones. Yeah.
Yeah, there have been entire computer cases built out of acrylic, so it doesn't concern me at all.
Lego website says Lego is good up to 104 degrees. Yeah, it does withstand heat. That's why you can throw it in a container and ship it across the ocean, and all the humidity, all the heat that it might encounter at sea or in a port doesn't warp it. We had some fall on a ship deck when I was at Legoland, and unfortunately they were like the double convex outside 2x2x3 brick high outside slopes, and they were just like, they wouldn't stick to anything. But that's because they got magnified through the case that they were in, the heat from the sun being on the deck. But that must have gotten much higher than 104 degrees. But yeah, ABS withstands its shape pretty well. This guy's back.
Multi-directional attack drone, Lou suggests. Actually, if you happen to be at the comedy show, one of the other comedians, the one that Mark identifies as the bear, Mr. Bear, identified his favorite Lego themes. This happens to be included in that theme. So that's a little hint for anyone who was there and remembers what he identified as one of his favorite themes. It's something I have not built, but I've wanted to build for about, 5 years. And so now I'm doing it. I will also say, Mark, this will maybe be a surprise. It is intended to tie into the Brickworld 2025 theme to some degree.
Oh, and what is that theme?
Well, why don't you tell us, Mr. Chief Brick Officer?
Okay, here we go. In the meantime, I'm making a banner for it.
Okay.
Lou says that he's guessing with all those fans, it's going to be a multi-directional attack drone.
No, it's going to be something like that. But there we go. Braving the Elements.
That's our Brickworld 2025 theme.
Braving the Elements.
Oh, fun. So it's going to be an elemental friends space castle.
I think you've basically nailed it. I don't even know why I'm keeping it a mystery at this point.
Stud City spies overpriced Mac computers. So do I. Always intrigues me when people build their own. I'd like to see you stop using those pre-built components and make every last bit of it out of Lego.
Oh yeah, I could solder the components myself.
You can. Soldering's actually gotten pretty easy.
I could get the capacitors and create my own power supply. Yeah, I mean,
soldering paper now, so you don't need ventilation. You don't need the stick of the thing. God, I can't think of what it's called. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to jump in as soon as I say that. Is it going to be an avatar build? Braving the cold Chicago winters in June. Yes, that's what you need to build, stud. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I don't have much to say because it's just the structure. I'm excited that it's white. I'm excited to see what theme this ends up being. You were kind of like, you made a comment to me about building what you want and not worrying about awards. But if it's in the theme, you might be eligible for the theme award.
Yeah, whatever.
Brick Orphanage said a thing that I don't necessarily understand. I don't know what a non-processor is. Perhaps you do.
I'm not sure. ONN is a Walmart brand.
Aha, okay.
But I'm not exactly sure. But apparently I need to diffuse or use some sort of Walmart brand processor or something to rebuild this computer. I don't know, but here it is.
VMAC Attack's ready to go for his Chicago 2025 build. Stud Sidious is jealous of the Chicago winters recently. The New York winters have been mild. We had basically spring. Oh, he meant own. Duh. Diffuse your own processors. So we basically spring between February and April. It was 70 degrees every day here. I was out in the dog park in shorts not too long after what's it called? New Year's. And we had like 1 or 2 snows this year. And the dogs love snow. So it's very disappointing to not ever have more than a couple inches of snow on the ground. Most of it would melt in a day. Yep. Got it. Thanks, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you had fun. That's a new feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just had a little time to kind of do whatever I wanted, and this is the result of where I am. It needs a lot of cleanup, but the structure's there, and as Reed said on Friday, I didn't really have anything built. So since then, I've basically got it to a point where it's nearly functional. So just a bit to work on to get the structure done, and then I can move on to the mock part, which will be its own reward, I guess. But kind of nice, far more portable than my other two. Pick it up with one hand.
Oh, wow.
The other two I can't do anything like that with. So now I could just kind of use this as its own thing. So
that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Stud Sidious misses the snow. So do I. So do the dogs. They are definitely winter dogs. Today it was only 70 out, so they were living their best life. That's why I was in the dog park for 2 hours this morning. VMAC Attack suggests Brickworld Duluth, January 2025. However, I am not looking to expand the expos. I'm actually reducing them this year. That's a different story for a different time. Is that an Mtron logo on that red piece in the pile in the background that you're now holding? Yes.
It is. It has nothing to do with the mock, though Lou is getting his eyeballs peeled there. This was because I was getting a bunch of these white pieces at the Bricks and Minifig store. And while I was there, this was sitting in there. It was in such great condition in the grab your own brick pile thing. I had to get it. I'm not used to it being that, finding one that's that nice. Like all the printing on it's like mint.
I'm going to call myself what I am. Since I'm a branding bitch, I went ahead and made a banner for the correct branding for Mtron. That's how Lego patented that term. M::Tron.
Makes sense.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I do have that one. It can sit up there on top there. And it kind of got this reddish color sapphire logo, but that's purely accidental. Just happened to be the card that I had that was going to work. But there it is. So
great stuff. Great start to something that's going to be really exciting and possibly win next year's theme award.
Oh man, I hope not. This is my don't nominate for anything. I just want it to be cool build. But you never know. I'm not in charge of that, and I don't build for that. So
exactly. Luckily, neither am I. Love you too, Sidious.
Yeah, I do want to say though, to the people who do the judging, I think it's an entirely thankless job for the most part. 90% of the time, people complain. You're always going to have people who are disappointed. They do their best though, so it is one of those things where, it's a job that a lot of people simply don't want. So the people who do it, we should be thankful that they use their time doing it. It is a tough job for sure.
We get a lot of complaints every year about how the judging goes, and it's like I put together a group of people I really trust, and I know that they go out there and they look at the creations before they look at the mock cards, before they know who's where. You can see it in like even just in last week or the year prior. When I post pictures, I go around and I take pictures of what stands out to me as like making good posts, like as inspiring to me, those sorts of things, like the things I like. And then like when I was posting them on Instagram, people were like, you should start giving people credit. And I was like, oh, I don't know who built any of these. I just take pictures of them. So we're trying to, figure out a way to make sure I know who built what when I take a picture so I can give credit when we do post them from Brickworld. But it was funny because there was a few that I posted that were like, they were by Casey McCoy. And I've known Casey for a long time. I didn't realize that he had built them. And so it's just like, that's definitely how the awards coordinators go out there. They ask me how to deal with people who campaign to them, because they don't want to meet the people. They don't want to know who it is. They don't want to look at that person. They want to look at the creation and nominate it. And so it ends up like a lot of people upset that like all, this wasn't represented. This wasn't represented. They're like, well, we're not looking for that because that's not what we're doing. These are Lego creation awards. So we're looking at the Lego creations, and they really do that. And we try to be as transparent as we possibly can about that. So yeah, thank you, Ben. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And the hardworking team, they are up. They sleep almost less than I do, I think. At least for those 3 days where they're making the nominations, putting out the nomination flags, collecting all the votes, and then putting out the awards themselves. Because there's not just the voted awards. There's several that are judged. There are several that are judged by other people. There are several that are competition awards. They take care of all of it. And there used to be one person, and they eventually expanded it to 2 people. When I took over, I'm like, this is going to be a team of 5 to 7 people. And right now we're down to 5. I feel like we can use more, but it's really hard to find people that you trust to behave that way. Yeah. And I've known these people for a long time. I know they care about the community, and I stand behind them. Every complaint, I will stand behind the people that we have in there, that they are doing it the way that I would like it to be done, the way that I think is important to honor the Lego community and really be fair.
Yeah, VMAX says, the bases I do for displays set them apart. Wouldn't you know, VMAC, there's a video on the Brickworld channel, actually 2 of them, about me building bases.
I watched them.
Yeah, so you could go check those out for some idea. Yeah, you don't want to replicate without ripping off. Yeah, take your own spin on it, of course. But
my face
if you want a place to start, there's a place to start.
But I was doing when I was going to try to like finish Victor's hideout real quick, I looked at your video to be like, all right, how can I make this a base, like a Ben base, so I could bring it as one MOC without all the innards showing, because I was going to connect it to the rest of everything at some point. I was like, nope, it's going to have its own Ben base to it. And I took the house off the top. I was like, okay, it can't travel this way, so I had to make a new base for it. And I worked on neither the orchard nor Victor's hideout this week.
Yeah, well, let's see what you did work on then, Mark.
So Vince is requesting more. M-O-R, yeah. More base videos. Oh, hey.
More. We'll move.
My tired silhouetted face here.
There we are.
Oh, what's this? All right, there it is. Oh, I thought I had this better set up than this, but here, I'll do some moving.
Okay. Look at this. This is like a special twofer type deal here. We've got the Panda Pagoda House meets part of the old waterfall area for the orchard.
You got it.
So this is
putting them back together in real time as I do it.
Yeah.
building upside down, or building underneath. As we got another
yeah, from Crystal.
Yeah, so I finally attached this to the rocks because that was the only way I was going to figure out exactly how to get it to fit into this setting that I wanted it to. Thank you, Jessica. And I started building down, and I was like, why do I always do this to myself? So this thing is like the pagoda house wings themselves are attached just by one single hinge plate on each side, and I swear to God they're broken. They just have to be. And so just the grace of physics is holding this together at the moment. But yeah, I did mash these two things together, and now I'm trying to make them work together. I have a vision in mind, and it has been slow going. I think a lot that we talked about the last time we worked on, we showed this here on the stream. I made some of the changes that we talked about. Kate, do you immediately recognize what those are?
I know that there was quite a bit of talk about the kind of the texture or the color underneath the I don't know what to call them, the vent pieces, the tile with the grooves in them.
Yeah.
So that I can tell, and then it's got a lot more dark blue around everything, sort of, with the white being sort of a more pure accent now.
Yeah. So here's what I ended up doing and going with. I'll have to clear it off the table, but I can show you some of the fits and starts because I left the back of it set up with one of my other options.
Okay.
But I'll have to shout a little bit because I don't have my headset this week. So I changed. So this here, this is the medium lavender, the lighter of the two, and then underneath the white grill tiles is the darker lavender. I don't know if you can really tell
Okay.
that from here. Yes, I use pliers to get pieces out sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I got these little needle nose ones over here that I've been using.
My needle nose are rusty from the flood, so I had to use my Craftsman. My Craftsman is pretty rough, so you'll see some broken studs on this that I don't know how I'm going to remove because they're on plates that are under several other layers already.
Yeah, I use mine in particular usually to pull out axles.
Yeah,
when I'm doing Technic.
I did that with some pins on this.
Yeah.
But pulling these up, I can't use a brick separator if I want to get the 1x2 plates, the transparent. I really effed some of those up.
Yeah, we've got some nice comments here about the colors in particular. Lou and the brick larrikin both like the colors. Monica says it's lovely as well. VMAC did have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
And asked, what are you doing with the water there, Mark? Is it just 1x1s? It looks like it's moving.
Woo, thank you. Basically, here, I don't have any of the white. Yeah, I do. I can just pull that one off there.
This is kind of strange. You're not frozen, but on my screen, your mock is.
The mock is frozen. It's frozen on mine too.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I tried. Let me try to remove it and put it back, or I'll remove it and you put it back.
Probably because the I did the this.
The thumbs up. Yeah, that messed it up apparently.
Right.
But that was kind of strange. Would have been fine and lovely to just see it sitting there, but there's also a little thumbs up there. Yeah, Monica added that. Yep, we got that. Look at that. There it is. Still that way. But that's cool. We can still talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on one second. I'm adding it back in. Live streaming.
Yeah, so right now you're working on the reset. You went back. You went back a topic. But there it is. It looks like we have it now, and we're soloed it again. So there it is in real time, we hope.
Let me see if I can find real quick.
So no more thumbs ups.
Yeah, no. No more appreciating things.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, focus there. All right, perfect. So the way I achieve the water is just with, these are the dark, like the darker transparent blue, or the light transparent blue.
Yep.
And then I put white in for like the foam. And so it does give it, and I put it in the direction that the water would be traveling over the blue. And I double it up in places where I want the water to look deeper. And then when I had the other waterfall pool where I had like the little like lagoon area where like the waterfall had like kind of dug down into the rock, I used the darker blue to create the depth. But that's been a water technique I've been using for a long time. And I think I learned it from like working with the Eurobricks people who are very specific about their water texture. Let's hit there.
Gonna push the button. There it is. Look at
that. So I think I might be able to move this without knocking a million things off of the table.
All right. Apparently, VMAC believes that if you get a circuit basic toolkit, you can remove stubborn elements without damaging them. So interesting note.
So I had done this.
Okay.
I thought it looked nice, and then it started to look as as I worked with it more and more, it started to look a little country to me, a little like American South instead of like Japanese.
Yeah. Or maybe some of it too, because we've kind of seen the piece used as like a air conditioner, that turntable piece.
Yeah.
Starts looking like an industrial air conditioner underneath your windows or something.
I feel like that piece was like tired out by mockers in like the early 2000s, and I was like, why not use it again? Maybe it's come back into style, and I was like, I regret using it.
And I got a little correction here from a couple people who are watching. They weren't talking about a circuit. I thought maybe they just misaligned the R and the I. They were talking about the old cricut.
Oh, the cricut. Yeah, the cricket. Cricut.
The cricut. The old print your own little stickers and whatever else it cuts out. Pieces for scrapbooking and that kind of thing.
Vinyl. I got a tile stuck on this side over here. I don't know how to keep it from. That one keeps coming out for some reason, but the doors work.
That's nice. Look at that. Slides and everything.
Yeah. It gets stuck here because of I used a tile to get this this framing. But I'm excited for there to be function. Here's a stud that I absolutely destroyed with.
Oh yes. Oh boy.
Pliers. Yeah. Whoops.
Oh boy.
And there's a lot of work to do here and here.
Wasn't even brittle brown. It was just.
No.
Yeah.
It was just me going like this. Yeah. Trying to get something out of there. It didn't come out because it was attached to something else. And so I just lost the stud and felt dumb afterwards. I think I can cover it with tile.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about more than anything in the chat? It's the old cricket. Amy says, I call it the cry cut also. VMAX says there's definitely crying involved. I know we talked about this quite a while ago. And the biggest thing that I had mentioned was that, the logo itself, or at least the old one, had a little cricket in it. So it seemed like they were going for cricket for sure.
Yeah.
But cry cut seems to be a popular choice as well.
Yeah. I'm excited about where I want this to go more than I am where it's at. But, I guess as I look at it, a significant amount of work has been done since the last time it was on here, because I took it apart and made a time lapse of making this configuration. Come on, doors close. That's the other thing I need to fix, is these doors don't close all the way. And that annoys me because I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that sort of thing. But I didn't realize until I'm looking at it now how much has changed, because I got a lot of parts in since the last time we talked about it. And so it wasn't quite all the way up to the top of the wall, and I didn't have all the windows in. So this is what you started talking about it. And now I've been waiting to hear what you think about what those grill tiles look like.
I think they look nice.
Okay.
I kind of like them consistent more so than some of the other choices.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we talked about several different options for the color underneath. I kind of like that it's a different shade of lavender or pink or purple.
Because it was white last time, I think.
Yeah, I think the white kind of stood out too much. I think this is a nice contrast.
Yeah. Thank you.
I also see you're starting finally on the roof as well. You've got a total of one roof piece on there. So there we go.
It's definitely not staying where it is either.
Yeah, we've got one pagoda piece.
Yeah. I've got a technique I want to use, but it can't work on over an even space. Is TJ here tonight? Is Titanium J here? I think I'm going to run into kind of the same problem that he ran into with his Ninjago City Mock this year, which I never even got to go freaking see. And maybe I took a picture of it and I just didn't realize.
No, you didn't, because Jay wasn't there. He got COVID before the show and did not make it.
What? He worked so hard on that.
I know. But that's why you didn't see it. I'm sure you probably would have got a chance to at least, but wasn't even there. So.
Yeah, I did realize as I was making the steps, you had made a comment that I was getting too uniform with my terrain, that I was just making snot layer after snot layer. And after making the steps, I was like, yeah, the steps are deliberate. Somebody made those steps. Someone chiseled those steps out of stone. and the rest of the stone looks too much like it was deliberate as well. So I've got my mixel joints, and I've got my foliage to cover some of the stuff that's just, I'm not going to change it. Like, I got my mixel joints, and I'm ready to try to like graduate to the next level of making terrain.
Yeah.
I do want to put a wraparound porch on the viewer right hand side of it here, because a lot of those pagoda houses do have wraparound porches over the water. So then I want the water to flow a little bit more under the house. So I
Okay.
have work to do. This is kind of like almost like a placeholder where I'm sure this is going to fall apart like 50 times before I'm done with it. Yeah, this is where I'm at with this.
Yeah, I think before a lot of what was going on is you had ideas, and we were really workshopping color combinations for inside the windows and below the window and everything else. I think you've got the colors nailed now, and you've got to get to the structure. That's what I think.
I think so too, because I don't know if you saw it when I turned it around, the structure is a mess in the back where I'm making this sort of like circular window.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think I'm going to put this on a turntable or something for people to see the back when I display it, but I do want it to be pretty. And I think I'm going to, on viewer left, I think I'm going to put another wing coming out of the house that kind of goes over that waterfall.
Okay.
And it's becoming bigger and bigger. I thought I was going to be able to put this on a plate and put it in one box. And now it is 4 standard base plates, 2x2 standard base plates. And I'm like, I'm never going to have a box for that. Oh, Daddy's home. Bye, baby. Yeah, a lot of work here, but I'm excited about it. Like as I started like putting some of the foliage in just to check the color scheme, I was like, I want to put the foliage in, but that comes last.
Yeah, that's looking nice. I suppose, I don't know if the cherry blossom set produces the all the colors you want for the foliage. But with the pagoda house, that's the first thing I think of is cherry blossoms. And that's kind of the
I'm ready.
The cherryish pink that you've got going over there.
There's going to be a lot of little Japanese maple or the hybrid cherry trees happening around this house. I just need to get I need to get the footprint down at least before I start adding that stuff. And I really think I should get the roof in place and the structure all together before I start playing around with the foliage, because I'll get lost in the foliage and do that for weeks and there will be no house. It'll just be a forest on a little cliff over a waterfall,
Yeah, Chris Cummings wants you to use as many pink frogs as possible from the bonsai tree. And that should just be everywhere. VMAC also says you could
I'm
put
motivated
some rope vines up to break up some of the rock work look as well. Yeah, I mean, Mark wants to get to the foliage, like he said. So there you go.
Yeah, I will definitely be doing that. Yeah, without a doubt. God knows I bought enough of those things.
Yeah, Amy also says there was some good mirror usage with displays. Yeah, I don't know if you want to hang a mirror behind it so that people can see behind, but it's definitely, I think a lot of people use it usually to show the undersides of things in particular, but could also use it to show the back of a mock as well.
That's a really good idea. I may have talked about this. I had a Pepper's ghost in my mock.
Did you?
Didn't get a picture of it, but I certainly pointed it out to everyone who was standing around me when I saw that it finally saw that it did work successfully.
Mm-hmm.
I should bring up, actually, that's the picture I should bring up tonight, because I talked about it for 2 weeks in a row, the traumatizing Scala, the doll with no studs on her, anti-studs on her feet.
She's the worst.
No, that was a rough day for me.
Yep. Stud Sadius brings up cherry blossom. Yeah, the cherry blossom. To me, I don't know. We had an exchange student named Sakura, which is, I think, Japanese for cherry blossom. So
it is, yeah.
I know some of the people say Sakura and some other things, but she told us her name was Sakura, so that's how we've always said it.
Yeah.
Derby also says there was a mirror element in Nikki's D&D section of the collab as well. So yeah, there's all kinds of different ways to use mirrors and mocks. I think I remember looking at that one, so that was pretty cool actually. She had like a fairy attack bit with it was a stained glass window monster coming out of this D&D thing. It was interesting. So
Cool.
well, what do you know? We are just about at 1 hour, and what do we do in the second hour? We always start off with
Lego news.
Lego news. So if we take up
And we always
the
start
run
off
a
with a
show
Mark
here.
bathroom break, and I do need.
Well, you can do that while we look at the
Hi,
run a
it's me.
show.
Perfect.
Our run a show has we're going to talk about R2's friend in the Lego news, along with a couple other things. So you can head off to the bathroom here, and we will start by me sharing my screen so that we can get a early look at what would you know and what do you think. Of course, it's got to be our life size, not life size, but our buildable, larger C3PO. Now, the question, of course, that I immediately have, and there's probably some answer out there, and some of you probably even know this, but how does buildable C3PO compare to any of the R2 sets that are out now? Is the more recent one, the $99 one, in some sort of scale with this C3PO so they'll look nice together? Or are all the R2s still way too big, and poor C3PO here is always going to kind of look out of place? I will say, of course, Mark's favorite thing in the entire world is warm gold. So he's definitely not buying this as a parts pack. But in terms of the shape, I think it's probably one of the better ones to do in Lego with the standard Lego techniques, because it was kind of the droid himself. He was kind of stiff and boxy. So I think this shape and articulation matches what I think of when I think of C3PO pretty well. We've also got the version with the silver legs, or the one silver leg as well. So he doesn't have the random red leg like he did in one of the episodes for whatever reason.
Red arm that he made a big deal
whatever
about.
it was. But here we have it. Buildable C3PO. Mark, color. Your feelings on the color.
Warm pearl gold.
That's what it is.
Nice.
This?
Oh, yes.
This? I mean, it has to be this color because this is the color he is. But
yeah, I would not buy this because I really don't care for gold. But I think it's a cool build. Like if I was still into Star Wars and like collecting and displaying, which I was at one point, and does his head come off? I would definitely get this because I think it is a good build.
Yeah,
the head has a little bit desired. Actually, the face doesn't seem as C3PO as the rest of the body.
Yeah, I mean, I think the head's hard to do. But I don't think it's too bad. Apparently, Monica Berry says we're having the exact same conversation that old Tricky Bricks did earlier. Derby wants to know, how does this scale with Chewie? Can we break him apart and put him on Chewie's back? I don't know if he comes with a net to carry him around in there.
I think the nets are kind of nowadays too.
That would be kind of cool.
They don't come in a lot of sets anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only ones that basically show up everywhere in all the Star Wars movies. Always make some sort of cameo or appearance.
Yeah, Matt's home, so I think he went back to work because now my internet seems to be a little bit slower.
Yeah, but here we have him, Matt Husband. Yeah. So do you think that this? I asked this and nobody seemed to know. Does this appear to you like it will scale well with the recent R2D2, or do you think those two will still be way out of whack?
That's really hard for me to say.
Yeah.
Aren't there two R2D2s?
There are. I'm talking about the 25th anniversary one, the more recent, the $99 one.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there isn't like they're not pushing this together with the red arm from the sequel trilogy and the dark 3PO from the hidden side, not hidden side, the series they're doing.
Yeah, you could do, pretty easily. You could just be like, make it a 2-in-1 and give them instructions for a red arm too. They did that with the Millennium Falcon. They like let you choose the radar dish. Like, oh, is this new trilogy or old trilogy? We changed the radar dish.
Or
So yeah, Lou wants it to be gold chrome. Lou just Amy says no, just straight up chrome.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna get warm gold. It looks like with a little bit of the darker gold and dark tan mixed in.
I don't think they'll produce that much in chrome anymore. I think that the vacuum sealing was a lot for them.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of complaints too, because that tended to chip.
Yeah, it did peel off. Or probably I think your finger acid tended to loosen some of it up too. So you'd see gold pieces that start becoming tarnished, which was probably realistic in some sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know that everybody liked that. What do you think of though? It looks like we're getting some flat silver on the leg there. Flat silver, kind of a decent color. So
I don't mind that. Yeah. Like I wouldn't mind seeing a version of this in flat silver because I might actually buy that.
yeah,
Because I space sometimes. I sci-fi from time to time.
yeah. Apparently, 3PO does fit perfectly with the latest R2 set. They released some cool photos, so I'm gonna have to hunt those down. I didn't see them, but let's see if we can find one. We'll pull this off. I'll do a quick check for that soon. We'll go to oldlego.com. I think what I read was that this was posted on a retailer. I don't think it was on the Lego site yet, but we'll look.
Rob, I know the answer to this question. Just wanted to tease you. I don't know if Brick Orphanage wants identities mixed publicly in a chat, but I know the answer. You're looking for that?
Yep, I'll look for that quick.
All right, let's do some fun stuff in the meantime while you're looking for things, because I hate to have dead time on here. If you guys don't know, we have a rant coming up, and so I want everyone to see the adorable rant that Ben's daughter did last week. It's not in, and I can't because it's not in the brand.
It's not. I didn't upload it.
Why would you not give me access to that?
Because I'm evil and I hate you.
See, that's what I was insinuating. Good to know. Good. Thank you for validating my feelings.
But what if all of a sudden it started being uploaded right now as we were talking?
That'd be cool. And that way you can look for it and I can do something that takes a little bit less brain power, like playing an adorable video. So for those of you who don't know, we do a 1-minute rant every week. And Ben asked his children to help him on the live stream at Brickworld because I was not available. I tried to be, but I did not make it. I think I walked in at like 5 minutes before the end of it, and he'd already gone upstairs to help to be at Reed's live stream. And so his kids helped him do the rant, and it turns out his kids harbor some resentment towards his Lego hobby. So when that comes up, we'll play that. Now have been doing that instead of Googling, so it's going to be a little bit more time even.
I'm doing both, and I did find a picture, a lifestyle shot of the buildable C-3PO, because of course, if you didn't know, C-3PO can actually be displayed somewhere in your house if you want him to be on a shelf, perhaps.
What?
It seems pretty unbelievable that would be true.
Yeah,
but it's not. You can definitely do it. So here we have it. C-3PO standing on the shelf.
What? I had no idea you could do that with the set until I saw a picture that showed me you could do that with the set.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think Mara's ready to rant while I see if I can track down this secret picture.
Perfect. Oh, so you already uploaded it. That's what you're saying. I was like, Mara rant. All right.
All right, Mara. Last time we couldn't rant. We were too far away from the mic and the picture was going, but I thought you needed a new opportunity to rant about Daddy's silly orange spaceships. 1 minute for Mara to rant and start.
You're stupid. and Daddy spends way too much time. And he like has the same one every year, and he's complaining about how it didn't get nominated. Blah blah blah. At least it was this year. And they don't have different size razors. Like, what if there was a mini one and a big one? Nope, it's just all giant. And they're like all look the same. And either they have a computer, or some of them have computers, some of them don't. I say just decide if they have a computer. Just say all of them have them or none of them. Because it's stupid just to have some. Because, well, yeah. And he spends way too much time on them, even though he kind of, like, just leaves them there and starts working on something else. And I'm like, why aren't you working on that? He's like, oh, I'm working on this right now, blah, 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 blah. And then first, beard.
Yeah, I don't know what she was doing there. That wasn't even the edited one, so...
I was gonna say that's different from what I had to work with when I made this.
Daddy Ben, oh he loves his space. Lego ships in orange, all in place. But Mara's size, they're all the same. And why that beard? It's just a shame. Orange ships, computers galore. Mara dreams of something more. In Legoland, where dreams take flight, orange or not, they'll get it right. Daddy, your ships are lame. All of them look the same. And your beard, such a disgrace. Maybe just one short hair on your face.
I spend too much time working on them.
And sometimes you just don't do them. It does you working on them.
Yeah.
And your beard.
And my beard.
And your mustache.
I'll get back in the photo so everyone can see.
Ugh.
Alright.
It should be more like one of those French ones that is in the movies, like Squirrel.
Like a little villain mustache?
Yes, you need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mara. Thanks for the rant.
Or you just need
Good
one
job.
little hair.
It takes too long for you to build them. Focus, get it done, concentrate. Daddy Ben, one more word about your beard. Come on, Daddy, it's so weird.
And they don't have different size ranges, which they should. And they they all have computers in them. Like, it's disgusting.
Orange spaceships, make it end. Listen, friend, it's not a trend. Orange beard, that's the trend. Make it happen. I love you, Daddy Ben. I love you, Daddy Ben.
Okay, so for the record, I can hold it for like an hour and 10 minutes before I'm like, I gotta play.
Stop trying to make orange ships happen, Daddy Ben. I did upload the right one, so but nothing beats that one. There we have it.
Oh yes. You don't know how much better the structure would be in the Pagoda House if I didn't make that song.
Why would you bother doing anything if all you really needed to do was work on that song?
Oh my god, that's so fun! I was just sitting there itching. Like last week, you played that, and I was like, my head was like,
Yeah. So we've got 22 new comments. There's a suggestion that maybe Mara should have her own segment, maybe once a month. She might.
I'd appreciate
make an emergency appearance on the show in a different format later. Stud suggests that my kids are awesome. Yeah,
really
they are. Yeah, yes. We'll get to that in close call. Stud City is.
Well, it's a joy to see you guys all at the con together. Like you involve your entire family. They're a part of it. They've been on the stream. Z's spouse did the lifestyle shots. Like your family is like all encompassed in the Lego hobby. They're fully on board with you being the nerd that you are and like support you in this like in this endeavor of your life to like build creative things out of Lego. It's just it's fun to me. It's inspiring to me because it's exactly what the Brickworld brand is about, building the community that we want to do with the live stream as well. So I was just dying to make that song.
I loved that Button, our turtle, also made it there.
Yes.
So yeah, that's her dream. She doesn't come down here and say, "Hey, Dad, I want to build an orange spaceship." She wants to build castles and things with, things with pets, cats, and everything else.
Thank you, Elf Nader. Appreciate that a lot. Like you're. I want to see that version, and maybe that will save the MCU at this point. I think they could. Yes.
You could give them the full length.
Yeah, higher membership tier to download the songs that we make. Oh, so I'm ready. I am definitely ready to let you in. I know exactly how we have to do it. I have to give you your own account because the problem is I went in and cleaned it up. I spent quite a few hours like pulling out all the remnants so it'd be easy for you to see like the songs I had saved and like the way to make new ones. I realized I have to. They do something really weird. My GarageBand, GarageBand. You have to sign in through either Twitter, Google, blah blah blah. That you can't just do it with an email address. So I'd signed in through my Google account, which is the Brickworld account, and I'm like, I'm not going to have you get stuck in the Brickworld account outside your Gmail, especially on a PC. Try to get you. So I'm just going to have you and I are going to have to get on and I'm going to have to make you an account.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, but you need.
Sounds
I can't
dangerous.
be funnier than I am, so we need you making songs.
Money. Actually, we need Mara making the songs. That's what we really need.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That's why I was like, a monthly segment with Mara would be great because I'll always have material then.
Yeah. Stud was saying, surprised the turtle didn't have an orange shell. The shell was medium nougat, but that's orange adjacent. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's definitely in his palette.
Yeah. I couldn't find a picture that wasn't anything other than a crude mock-up. So we will have to look at C-3PO and R2-D2 later. But there's another set that they announced that you can find, which is this droid builder set. It's a Target exclusive. They had like a little QR code on out on Target where you could scan them, and apparently you can build two known droids. It looks like Chopper and R2-D2, as well as two other weird droids. I think the set's called Droid Factory, so I'm guessing you can, mix and match things. And it's coming with one 25th anniversary set, which appears to be young Leia with her little little mini droid that she had in the series.
What an interesting scale.
Yeah.
Are those new molds making the shoulder joints?
No.
Hell is that?
It's two pieces.
Hmm?
So it's a 4x4 round cylinder, and then I think it's a 3x3 round tile inside. Both of those parts exist, I believe.
Oh,
I think it's two pieces.
Amy Schultz likes this, and she doesn't own any Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'm guessing there's an axle hole in the middle of the little dish, so you can push the tiles out from behind, or else Lego wouldn't do that if you couldn't get them back out. That's my speculation. Maybe I'm wrong, and it is one piece.
Yeah, because once you get that tile in there, it's like you just said, it would never come out if that's what you're suggesting is true. And I don't remember seeing a 4x4 in that shape.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've recently come out with that piece, but I don't know.
Is this a thing? Mary Poppins Leia.
I don't know who Mary Poppins Leia is.
Uh,
Apparently, there's a picture on the back of the box. Well, we'll find it. Give me 1 second. Do we have another Mara rant? No, we don't. But
unfortunately, I wish I had some other songs.
We'll find it at. No matter what, we will locate this picture.
Yeah.
So it is. The other things I know about it, like I said, it's a Target exclusive. They got a little QR code that they want you to scan when you're in store looking at the other Star Wars sets. They're like, hey, look, here it is. Apparently they're available for pre-order, so we can probably find them on Lego. We can. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
nice.
go to Lego, which will
There
make
we
it
go.
even easier.
That does make things easier.
Here we have it.
Crude.
So let's look at all the pictures, including this one. You customize your droid. They have hats, all kinds of hats and little accessories. A balloon. Mark is loving it.
Yeah.
Sunglasses, all kinds of stuff.
Who's this?
Regular glasses, headphones. Someone who wants a custom droid. There we go. Fake mustache, rubber ducky built around C3PO there. And we got the hat and bow tie there on dark colored droid. I don't know what his name is, but there he is with multiple pieces on him.
What
Leia,
is
little
he?
Leia.
So go to that picture. Is he wearing a ducky inner tube?
Yes. Yeah, I think.
Or are there ducks in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I mean, ducky inner tube. There you have it.
Cowboys? Yeah, wow.
We'll skip her. There we go. There's the back of the box.
What's going on?
So they got all the little pieces you can combine here.
This is like, I mean, the design team got together and like, I'm just gonna call it out for what it is. They did some shrooms and they designed the set, and somehow it got approved after that night.
Yeah, I don't know. There we have it. So you can lifestyle shots. Look, that's how you put the little accessories on. They're Lego, so you like attach them to the droids. I didn't think that's how you did it. Now I know better.
Now I want to buy it because I see that you put it together by putting it together. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. Good
night, Dave Ricks.
I think the baseball hat is a shout out to Stranger Things. Who knows what sort of inside jokes they have on all this stuff, but it's just.
Why would we need that?
It's all lunacy, is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, Monica's saying, "Oh, maybe talking about the kid here. Maybe, I don't know." But there they all are. Yeah, there's the baseball hat there. Yeah, that does remind me of one of the Stranger Things ones that Dusty would wear. Could just, be whatever though. Big bow tie I like too. Yeah, it's pretty silly.
There was also in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a comic that called C-3PO and R2-D2 Space Lesbians. So I don't think this is a new idea at all.
Okay.
Anyway, that seemed to pick up a bit in the chat, and I picked up the later part of the conversation, which was a little non sequitur. All right, so Jessica says it's kind of weird, but kind of like it. Silly accessories are fun. This is what I'm sensing as well. The force is strong with us, I believe, because I also sense clearance pricing in its future. Because I can't figure out who this is for. Who wants this?
$100.
Several people in the Tainted seem to want it.
Yeah, it's 1,100 pieces, believe it or not.
The Creative Brief says make sure they know the parts attached to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, the comic said they were a couple. Man.
Okay. I don't know.
I'd be.
There's also this. Gift with purchase.
It's fireworks.
It's fireworks.
I have never seen anyone build fireworks out of Lego before.
That's no sarcasm there. Did we build a sarcasm alert banner yet?
I think we certainly you did. I was too busy being sarcastic.
I don't see it.
Pretty sure.
I don't see it.
I've seen it. Maybe it was a fever dream. Can we search?
It was.
Can we Control F our banners?
Yeah, no kidding. There's so many on there now. There's several that we only use like one time that we should take off, but that's too much work.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. It's a rather dense list.
Someday what we should do is we should bring up all the banners and say why we created them. Some of them are obvious, like this one. I know when we turn this one on. I also know when we turn this one on, which we haven't had for a little while.
No, we haven't.
I remember this one.
Yep.
Could you see? Look at this. You can have a ticker one and a regular one at the same time on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like if I did this
Yeah.
and then I edited this one and made
Yeah.
it scroll, I
Hmm.
could do this. So that's kind of fun. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Real-time live stream learning.
Yeah.
But don't forget this. This is the correct branding of Mtron.
That's important.
And this is one of my favorites as I've watched this over like our last few weeks, because it, like, honestly, I still don't know why the synapses in my brain fired in that particular order. Yeah, these, huh?
So yeah. So you need a sarcasm banner to know sarcasm. Yeah. I'm just concerned, Mark, that sometimes we're a little too dry.
I think so, Lou. Yes, Lou. It has to be, because like he's not in it in any of the other shots, and like his body doesn't look in proportion to the room or the model. And it's like the first one in a long time. I wonder what Stud thinks as well. Sarah Drossett is here. But yeah, please check this out, because I definitely had this reaction live on stream, that it looks for some reason out of nowhere, where they've been doing studio shots for a long. Yes, because he's not at the right proportions for a human being to be at.
I think we did talk about this one, and I believe Stud said he thought it was AI generated.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, he'll have to step in here, because there's something off. I mean, there's some. My other problem with it is, it seems to me like Photoshop shadow editing, where they went in with like an opacity brush and were like, this is where the shadows would be. And like, I think the shadow is a little bit heavy on his right shoulder for what it would actually be. The light sources make no sense. Like, yeah, I just don't. If that person exists, apologies to that person.
He has a very fine jawline. I'll give him that much.
I don't think that's the aspect ratio of a human being.
Yeah. Annika says Lego had some AI stuff come out once and they promised no more. Well, who knows?
Validation.
I was retouched. The scale is off. So who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
This isn't Blockleverse bad. But it's not great. So
it might be nice.
Very nice jawline. Yeah. See, Sarah and I are on the same page.
Yeah. There's a photo shoot, but they definitely retouched it to adjust the scale. That's what I can't think.
Like made the model bigger for some reason.
The brief says, make the logo bigger.
Yeah. I wonder, if it was just like, because of the way they had to shoot it, they didn't think the scale of the Lego set wasn't big enough. Because like I think that is what the problem is. Because I look down here at these guys.
Oh, maybe that, yes.
And compare it to like this little bowl. You're like, what is this thing even for?
But you can't see the eye.
Things are so much bigger.
It's too small to see the eye. So make it bigger. Yeah. That's why his fingers seem fuzzy and a little too long for human fingers.
Yeah, I bet this hand here was on top before of the eye.
That's why it's just kind of like, it's just this much of a hand now.
Like, this is in a weird place. So who knows?
Apparently they do this. For those of you guys who don't know, Stud Sidious has been on the show before. He used to work for Lego making lifestyle shots. Back when they were mostly AI, not AI. AI wasn't around. Photoshopped.
Yeah, maybe it's an ashtray down there. Sarah suggests maybe. Just looks. First of all, why would anyone have an ashtray? Lego can't promote smoking, right?
Right.
So that's not okay. But yeah, it just looks too big.
Personal fondue pot.
So personal fondue pot, yes.
Yeah, clearly.
It's a tiny tray to dip your dumplings in that you get at the Chinese takeout.
Agreed.
With the delicious soy sauce. All right. Well, there we have it. that's our Lego news. What do we want to talk about next? Well, funny you should ask, because I know we're going to talk about some pictures we took in Chicago, since we did not talk about enough last week.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, VMAX adding the F1 car currently on shelves. They don't have any Marlboro logos on them, I believe. So I think they, peeled off those kind of things. So let's see here. Monica suggests that it's a trinket bowl to pour your Lego bags into. I don't think you could fit enough Lego in that bowl for any purpose.
I appreciate that.
So there we have. Okay, so Chicago Redux review. Who do we want to start with today to talk about some of the photos we took in Chicago?
You, because I haven't uploaded mine to Flickr yet to make it an easy slideshow, so I don't have a way to show mine quite yet.
Cool. It's supposed to be loading. Let's go. There we go.
Let's get it.
Okay, so this first shot's the most important one.
Yes.
Samara at medieval times shouting, "Rip his head off!" So that one was important. But now let's take a look at what I actually photoed at the show. The first thing I photoed was actually something from Avatar. A couple of these cool things. This puts the Lego set version to shame, and of course, why wouldn't it?
Right.
But here it is.
That's what we're about in the fan community.
Yeah, I'll make it a little bigger there. Here it is. One of the cool airships from the Avatar world, as well as. Oh, I thought I had one. I do have one somewhere of the amp suit. But that one was pretty cool. This one, they had a number of Wallies built in different Lego themes. The one that I thought was the cutest was the Blacktron 1 guy here.
Yeah.
But you can see the Octan one back here too.
And they were on spinning turntables that revolved around each other.
Yeah, so there you have it. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
They do have they all have little bases on them as well for Wally to be standing on. The Octan guys on road plates back here. So apparently VMAX suggests maybe they were called the Oddies instead of the Wallies. Maybe that was the terminology. Who knows? But I thought these were really fun. And the Blacktron one really caught my eye.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I also thought that was a lot of fun.
Also uploaded this thing.
Yes, I got pictures of that. That was really cool. And when I first saw it, I was really inspired by it. And then I noticed it was Bionicle, and I was like, I don't like Bionicle. But then I looked at it more, and I was like, I like whatever this is. Mm-hmm. Like that was a really, really well done creation. Told a lot of stories. Had a lot of great angles from it. You could take a picture from any angle of that mock, and it would look like a different mock.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the things that I liked in particular, I liked the pterodactyl wings as the big leaves on the tree.
Yeah.
Those were really cool. I don't know what the giant chameleon eating the flying dragonflies was about there, but it was also well done. I got like some guy riding some sort of cool little winged bird insect thing up here. The whole tree I think is really cool. I think the tree is the thing I like the most of all of this.
I liked the subterranean parts.
Okay. So a couple little subterranean bits as well, including some really nicely done lava with lighting.
Yeah. A lot of really nice different world of lights on this one. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So lots of cool stuff on this one. Stud is mentioning there were lots of amazing mocks. Not a Bionicle fan, but the wearable red biosuit was rad. So the person wearing that actually came up and did a little stint on Friday Night Bricks, which you can catch.
Did you interview him?
I did. Here's the thing. Maybe you'll appreciate this. The guy who was wearing that, he only builds in black and red. His name is John. He is a member of Twin Lug.
Okay.
I'm hardly ever at meetings, so like nobody knows me that well.
Yeah.
But he and I both brought some MOCs in for the opening of the Roseville Bricks and Minifig store. So I sat in a room with him for like 4 hours one day. He did not remember me at all. I was flying under the radar, but we talked to him for a little while. So yeah,
You
he had
tend to.
a
I
whole
would say
thing like that.
you tend to fly under the radar, just as a
Yeah.
person. Yeah,
That's right. I'm kind of sneaky like that.
just as like your core values are under the radar, I would say.
Under the radar. That's how I like to be. So
Yeah.
this swing was very cool. I really felt I had to take a picture of the tree in particular to sort of remember it. Let's see, what else did I get photos of? Aha! I took a couple of pictures of these weird castle-y things.
Why did I do this?
I think this one in particular, what I was most looking at was the coloration on the ground.
Okay.
I don't
The
do
brown-
that particularly well, I don't think.
The water or the terrain?
The terrain.
Okay.
So like this color combo of the dark orange and the brown and
Oh.
the dark brown
Yeah.
seemed really natural to me. So it was, yes, hashtag Ben Hates Castle. So it was something I really wanted to take a look at. The texture on the walls, okay too. This kind of seems, when I look at this, like it's scaled, like the castle's kind of scaled up compared to the figures in some places.
Yeah.
Which seems a little strange.
Right.
But I really like the ground on this in particular.
The wall itself seems a little boxy, like it has like an iron imprint in it or something, instead of like some more sort of curved or like ornate switch between the depth of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be really critical about something I've seen for the first time just now. So I did not notice this there.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, like, again, it was the ground. I think I got another one coming up, probably the same builder with a little different technique that I really liked. I'm rememberable as the guy who won't make a space castle. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, the arrow shooting hole seems large. Yeah, that's kind of what my impression was, is that was kind of big.
Yes.
It's
like a Da Vinci size bow and arrow that they're.
But I will
shooting out of there.
I would also mention that it looks like two things. First of all, perhaps they've been watching some of the Brickworld videos, because I see a border technique used that might remind you of somebody's down here. I don't know. It's pretty similar to one I've used a few times. Also, the name of the creation is just Matt, so this is probably a teenage or younger builder, so a very good build, considering all that. Lots of cool things here. Take a picture of this one right
Very
next
cool.
to it. Really cool rock work here. Another good job of transitioning like colors from one to another on the ground. As well as multiple colors up in the trees that I liked with the leaves.
Saw a lot of that. I think it's more like, obviously Lego's coming out with more colors in that range for us to be able to do so with, but like seeing other people actually do it, it was inspiring to me, because I was like, oh, okay. I do feel a little bit more confident after seeing how people use these colors together, like at least sitting down with these colors that I like so much. And trying to not necessarily mimic, but definitely attempt to get that same sort of effect that I enjoyed seeing. That in saying basically that's inspiring to me.
Yeah. So really good rock work on this that I liked.
Agreed.
Got a dog and a pig. I don't know. And then this one we talked about last week.
Yeah.
As well. We both liked this one, so I got a snap of this. Really cool village. I like the ground color and the lime green, which is hard to pull off, but works well here, especially with the roofs.
Yeah.
The tree in this build over here is very nice as well.
I was thinking of that because you said that last week, and I was like, what's the difference between like regular green grass and lime grass? And it just, to me, it seems just like a little bit more wild, I guess.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just it pops better with the neutrals of the building, and then the flashy color on both the roof up above and the grass down below.
Yeah.
It's sort of a different color on this half where the buildings are, versus the other half of the river where it's the more muted tones.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Sort of a difference there.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
some really,
neat.
really cool things in this build.
So like they're like on the people side, they're clearly taking care of the grass. On the other side of the bridge, it's a little bit more wild grass, and it does what it needs to. I like that. I like that a ton. I may incorporate that.
Yeah, VMAX saying, I don't know if it's for this one or for the other one. I like the cattywampus roof. That was probably the last one, but this one is cool too. Pat suggests that it makes the whole build look more fantasy. And we did talk about this last week. The large stone path bits are really cool in this as well.
That was really inspiring to me on this one, yes.
Yeah, Stud City says, I wish I could have been there. I love seeing all the MOCs. Well, that's part of the reason we're bringing you this Chicago Redux for the second time. Let's see here. Where do we go next?
Oh, this is Nanon's. This was so freaking cool. I do have to run to the bathroom again.
Cool. Well, I can talk about this one in the intro.
Hey, it made it an hour and a half. I feel happy about that.
Yeah.
Go better.
So this is this kind of reminds me of Bonsai Tree meets Dragon Shrine Temple, whatever it was, the Ninjago set, meets Microscale. So sort of a triple thing here. Obviously, you would not see a tree this gigantic next to some actual pagoda house and path like this or whatever. But of course, it's very fantasy. So this one's a really nice job. I actually think I took a couple pictures of this one. And Nanon has done a pretty good job of, I know we looked last week, I believe, at another one he did. It's the one next to it here with the swans on the dark green lake. So he does a really nice job of having sort of one concept and doing a really good job fleshing it out. So lots of cool things on this one, but I really was really taken by the composition on this one. A cool base too, with sort of the angles on this. And I think this piece down here that goes all the way around was this rubber Technic piece that was out a while ago. I think I had like a hovercraft or something that had like a big giant bumper all around it. Yeah, I think that's what makes this up down here. So it's a really, really cool piece that you don't see much of anymore.
I do like that base, but it looks like he watched a tutorial on how to make a base and applied his own pieces to it. I have a bunch of those.
Could have been.
I thought it was going to be a flash in the pan piece, and I thought I could use it in a lot. So I bought a bunch of them. God only knows where they are.
Yeah.
I used to have a drawer of them, but I think that drawer was somewhere in the flood. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Derby Brick says that piece was in a Batman boat set too. I believe it. They had, is that the one where they had the two boats like next to each other, Derby?
It was in one of those, the city set you're referring to, I believe was like one of those like the bandits are the bandits, like the outlaws are like trying to escape in some sort of like fan boat or something.
And I remember it being in a Technic hovercraft several years ago, but I would have to look for it. I took a second picture of it apparently, so I did like it. Okay, so this one here I got a nice close picture of. This is Ted Andes, who did that interesting fairy steampunky world. But I wanted to get a close-up of these little birds that he built. He did several of the birds in different colors with slight variations.
Oh, wow.
I thought they were really cute.
Yeah, we talked about quite a bit last week.
Yeah, I like the mohawk on this.
Yeah.
And the eyes use the antenna piece with the antennas pulled out.
Now, like the bright pink or magenta or whatever that is, I think one of them is transparent. And sand blue and light blay are a color combo I probably never would have thought of myself.
Yeah, it is a cute color combo, and I've got a little more sand blue now that was in the space set or the space line this year, but there's still not a ton of pieces in that color. But it is using that large leaf / feather piece from the Dreams lines.
Yeah.
As the tail feathers on this one, but some of the other tail feathers are different. But there it is. So something I thought was really cool from Ted.
Yeah, Ted does a lot of great stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. This I gave a big heart to. It's a big moon base thing. I think this is now a newer member of Whistler, perhaps, is what I heard.
Okay.
But this was kind of like a kind of gives me a little bit of aliens industrial complex on another planet being ready to be terraformed type vibe.
This was definitely Whistler. This was, and I looked at that. I thought it was like a 1x1 rounds in like medium nougat or something.
Yeah, no.
Literally just hamster.
Yeah, it's some sort of cut up something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't look at that too closely. The rover that was built in here was really sweet as well.
Yeah.
I actually saw the creator pull it out and he like unfolded it. It had a bunch of pieces that opened on it.
They brought a lot of great
so
stuff this year.
It was really cool. Yeah. Yep. So this one was just one person, I think, who did all this. The only thing that was the joke is where are all the people? But I guess there are like bunks in this place, like the interior is actually fleshed out. So it was a really cool mock to
Apparently
explore
it's a new
if you got a good look.
Apparently it's a new member of Brick Orphanage, a new member of Whistler that's coming out strong.
Yep.
So Chris Cummings, I found it, and I found a number of hovercrats that didn't use this piece, but that piece that Nanon used in his base only came in 3 sets. Unfortunately, the Technic one doesn't seem to be one of them. They use the rubber hose instead for the Technic one. Let's see. Keep going. Sorry.
Kevin suggests it was very vermiculite. I hope not.
Ours here.
Because vermiculite oftentimes contains asbestos. So hope it was some other type of insulation, I guess. I'm getting the connection unstable button again. Hopefully I'm still going strong there.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's a little picture. I'm plugged in and everything, so I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I really like that, and then I took some mechs. Look at some mechs.
Let's go through the mechs. Oh,
yeah,
I
this
didn't.
One's got a bunch. Yeah, this one's got a bunch of sensors attached to it. I don't think they do anything, but they're the sensors from the
Mindstorms.
What's the name of that line? Yes, Mindstorms.
Kevin said that the builder said it was vermiculite.
Oh. Well, hopefully it was the version of vermiculite that doesn't come with asbestos. So there you go.
Yikes.
I like the color combination on this one in particular. And like the use of these big motors.
Don't make me play this.
They weren't used as actual motors. They were just used as pieces in the build.
Yeah. Oh, really? So it didn't move. It didn't have any function. It didn't sense.
As far as I know, yeah, it didn't do anything.
Really? Okay, interesting.
But he used all the pieces just as pieces.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Probably really expensive too. Right? Hopefully all these motors are burnt out or something. I don't know. But there it is.
Good use of them if that's the case.
Yeah. Oh, and then what do you know? It's the Eurobricks collab. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. You got a picture of the ghost.
See something up here?
I don't know. Can we? Can we actually see the ghost?
You can sort of see it there. You can see it a little bit. Sort of see her. You can't quite make her out on my phone picture, but you can see a blue Haunty-like figure up here in this window.
Yeah, kind of see it. It looks ghosty. Look at this comment from VMAC Attack. It's asbestos, not asbestos.
Yeah. But here we can see all kinds of the rooms a bit in the dark. This room in particular, this one was the one done by Emilio.
We do have this, by the way, Ben.
Creepy doll.
I know this for sure. We do have this banner.
Boy.
We've got 2 in a row here. He's building as best as he can.
Yes.
So the creepy doll in Emilio's. Oh yeah, and that was that had some power functions in it, didn't it?
Every 6 seconds, the doll would move its head.
Yeah, which was
So it
pretty
was
damn creepy.
it was unsettling. This was Pete's ballroom with the
Oh, nice.
spilled wine, and
The
then
blood
Pete
stick.
said that was it blood or was it wine? Nobody knows.
Hey, if you want
But the
some,
steps, I
vermiculite, you
can
can buy
buy
it at Tractor
vermiculite.
Supply for your gardening.
Awesome. Hopefully, once again, the non-asbestos version. So there we
It's
have it. There we also had the grand entrance. This is a little better view of the one that Tim did. Very elaborate railing system on this.
crazy.
So, yeah.
He put a lot of time and effort into this. He was definitely the core of the building and the collaborative itself.
Yeah. Just kind of scrolling through some of them. There's a little light coming out of the toy chest in the kids' room.
That's weird.
You got some light spillage here where you can see this person climbing up into the attic to cause some sort of interesting thing. I don't know.
Derby actually
you can sort of see a Pepper's ghost.
Derby actually jumped the first time he saw the robot's head move. That's awesome. I'm sure Amelia will appreciate that a lot. Do we have a picture of brittle brown mulch?
I don't think we had a lot of brittle brown mulch.
Somebody used it in the
but there may have been a little bit, yeah.
In the planting.
Yeah, Elisa did the gazebo back here in the back. This was my room, the parlor down here with the fainting couch. So lots of cool things in this build. We explored that one a bit before, but there we had it. At least one picture, including the Pepper's ghost. Crystal says that the brown mulch was in front of Brian's fence. I probably have some pictures of it in the light, but I don't think I had many.
Everyone really wants to see this. So Ted City says, in his youth, the graffiti writers would go into abandoned New York factories to paint amazing murals. They were all saturated with asbestos, so he screwed. Fun times. That's uplifting asbestos talk tonight. Who thought we would go there tonight? I did. I actually knew we would.
I don't know. So there's
hey, look.
Something my daughter hates.
Apparently.
Yeah, so I took pictures of what I brought only because I had a friend text me before and says, every time you're heading to Brickworld, I ask you for photos of what you brought and you never have any. So I sloppily and hastily took pictures of what I brought quickly before I left.
Derby says,
Derby says, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think the funniest part is Scala, and I can tell Mark and I are slightly off on the sound now because we're talking over each other a bit.
Definitely are.
Which means one of us probably in delay a touch. All of the males in Scala look exactly alike.
So
they have like one mold, and that guy is like in 6 different places with slightly different clothes on in the thing. So it was funny.
I think I have a picture of Brian's fence in one of these. I'll try to bring it up since people seem to really want to see it. Oh, nice. Yeah, keep going with your build.
Sure. So we saw this last week. I'm still going to do some work on this, but here's the finished, in air quotes, version of the White Rover. It'll get some touch-up eventually. Don't know when.
Oh, you can see it. Okay, hold on. Whoops.
Yeah, the smaller craft VMAX talking about this. Oop, wrong direction. Though that's a fun picture. We can talk about that one in a minute. So one of the things you'll notice down here is I have this picture. 2 ships in one, to like talk about the feature that you couldn't really see on this one all that well.
Yeah.
But from this picture here, which was from the original September photo shoot to the one that I brought to Brickworld, I actually made some changes. to the ship. One of them is I added these orange like armor pieces down here between the docking ports, and I added these adorable little ships inside.
Oops, sorry.
You can also see when it actually comes back up. You can click on, I think, there you go. The Gujik from this year down here inside the ship. And then the other thing that I did was I made, and you can't tell from this shot, but I made the top of the ship 4 studs wider because it looked kind of thin in the original version. So I did enhance it a little for Brickworld Chicago, but as Mara said, all the orange ships are stupid. So here we go. So here was the lifestyle photo shoot. I don't know if I've been able to edit this one yet. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But here is the subject of the mock touching her minifigure in the mock, trying to replicate the same face.
It's very meta.
Very meta. So there it is, and there's me set up basically in my Lego room here with some of my mocks as well as a big orange stupid ship mock. Scale-wise, it's probably pretty accurate. I don't know. I think it's about that big compared to a minifig.
Did Matt Husband see this?
I don't know if he did. I really liked sitting by this mock in particular because people would come up to it. I think I'm most glad that it was nominated for the humor character. Because of that, I think people actually stopped to look at it. Because, I think it's pretty easy to walk past something like this. But when you read the title, which is collaborating with my non-Lego spouse, a number of people would come up and look at it, and then they would call their spouse over and say, this is us or whatever. And I got that enough times that it really made it worth bringing. So there were a lot of people who seemed to be able to relate.
Ben was up against the fire exits.
Yeah, it was this in a locker room. Yeah, something like that. There she is, yeah.
It does look like one.
Nice little close up there. Scala one again. Are we going the wrong direction? Okay. Taint Mech.
Hey, you got at least
Derby says he voted. One humor vote. There we go. Thank you,
I
Derby.
didn't vote on anything.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. That's fine here. But here's Chonkify My Mech. I should have just called it Tainted Mech, but I didn't.
Oh, and I finally get.
I kind of
check out the base.
Yeah, there we go. We got a round base with some funky rocks coming out of it.
Yeah.
I will have to photograph this still so that we can get a picture of it. And I know Mark particularly wants a picture of the taint.
I do.
So I will make sure to get one of those.
And I think we should get on the stream together to so I can guide you in the picture that I want. And I want to send that Sidious to see if he can do an illustration of the angle that I want for a Think Outside the Block shirt. But we'll get to that eventually. It is.
This is a Lame Castle.
Apparently.
We saw this one on stream already. But there it is, Lame Castle.
We saw it in the lifestyle shots too.
I think we did from Milwaukee. This one, of course, came to the International Space Station with us. Which is where you would expect to see a castle mock.
It packs so easily for shuttle transportation. I was shocked.
Yeah. Let's see here. This was The Wolf in the Woods.
I know.
This one's better in person, I think. Yes, but it was well appreciated, I think. I don't know if this photographs as well as it shows up in person. So if this mock makes it to another convention, it's worth looking at there. The pictures are just sort of so-so. But it was a fun build to do.
Agreed.
Spaceship computer. There's the Gouda mine, kind of the first thing that we ever really talked about building on Think Outside the Blocks.
Yep.
Game done by Epic Bricks.
Give me 1 second, Ben.
Probably Epic Bricks glasses right there.
One of my favorite commenters from ACOB is here. Qui-Gon Jeans definitely amped about Brickworld 25. Been wanting to go, and this next year, his dream is going to definitely come true. And these mocks are amazing, he says. And we've been looking at Ben's. So Qui-Gon Jeans, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. These are Ben's. All the last 5, 6 we've looked at are just Ben's. Watch back the stream to see like a lot of them, a lot more amazing mocks that we've looked at tonight. Bring it to Rochester, Derby suggests.
Yeah, they're doing a show, a BrickCon show in Rochester. I couldn't remember if it's the same week as Grand Rapids or the week after. So I might be able to get it to Rochester. If I can go, it's a lot easier trip than to Grand Rapids, that's for sure. But who knows? The other thing I'll mention there's the power button I need for this new mock that we showed today, right there. So I got to pull the power button out of that. Let's see. There is what we've been waiting for. Yeah, September 21st to 22nd. Is that the week after Grand Rapids or the same weekend?
I think it's the weekend after. I can find out.
It'd be really difficult for me to go to Grand Rapids, come back, then go to Rochester. But at least Rochester's only like 2 hours away.
Yeah, you've got a decent way of getting to Grand Rapids.
VMAC says, so I can't skip this one. Giant spider mech pissing on its enemy is next level. So here's the giant spider mech. These bases I did were round. This one was on a turntable, so it could spin. So I want to do some more round bases so that you can put them on the turntable and they look fun when they spin on the turntable.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is the 13th through the 15th, so the weekend before Rochester.
There you go. There you go. This was the one I did with my son. You can also see next to me there that I've got the Win a Maples Polybag post up for those of you who are at the show. A lot of you did manage to win one if you were in the Tainted. I still have some more Maple Polybags that I might give out. Who knows? Maybe at Grand Rapids if I end up going. Maybe at Rochester. Who knows? Let's see here. But that's the one I did with my son. He was very proud of it. He also built this car while he was there.
Hey, Ben.
He got a few Gujiks. Yep.
Was it 5? Yeah, Brickworld Master, Humor, Castle, Collaborative.
Yep, 5.
Yeah. What was the 5th? Because I missed one there.
Mecha.
Mecha.
The Spider Mecha. Yep. So there they are. And then
apparently the general public doesn't appreciate a pissing spider.
Well, that was really my fault. Again, no lifestyle shot was up. And I'm pretty sure, maybe I didn't include it, that I took a picture of the one that won, even though it was so tiny and despicable. If I didn't, I will have to send it because there's no way we can skip that one because it's just, an embarrassment, really.
Monica's building Maple right now.
Awesome.
So VMAC didn't vote for Brickworld Master because he thought he was biased.
Oh, well.
That's
the only way that's the way you win is by getting the biased people to vote. So,
I would say
just throwing that out there.
I didn't open the nomination form at all because I didn't have time. So this is the first year I didn't vote, let alone didn't even know what was nominated. Had I opened it, I have to admit, I would have voted for you for Brickworld Master. I want to be not biased.
That's not okay.
It is for me. I 100% would have voted for you. I think Dan Church is more than worthy of winning that award. I think so was anybody on the list. I mean, that is a really hard choice if you're not going to be biased towards one of your closest friends in the maybe your closest friend in the Lego community. Pissing spiders are apparently in right now. Oh, she's building the fox. Sorry.
Well, that's even better.
She's building the winning answer. Apologies.
Aha. That was a winning answer.
It shouldn't have been. Rita should have closed at midnight. Can you guys hear Ben? Because I cannot. Is it me? No, you can't hear him. Ben is silent. Okay. So in the meantime, while we figure out what's going on with Ben, let's go through this fun journey once again. For those of you who missed it, here is Ben's daughter ranting about him, followed by a surprise that we had tonight for Ben based on this.
Okay,
I'm
so
back.
about his own.
Okay, let's not do that.
I wasn't
happened?
muted. My video my sound went out.
Yeah, it was weird.
So
And
I was
again,
talking to myself.
I didn't know which one of us it was. I was like, is Ben silent or am I silent? And I had to wait for the comments to come up. This is live streaming, everybody. This is what we do.
Yeah.
We love it.
I was kind of surprised you were being quiet, but I was like, hey, that's fine.
I know,
let me
right?
Ramble.
Very rare for
but
me
here-
to talk.
I don't know if anyone heard me say anything about. No, I cannot. I got it. No, can't hear Ben. No, can't hear Ben. Is silent. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Pretty
So
much just-
here's the last thing I think we talked
Yeah.
about.
Yes. No, we didn't hear
Button
you
the
say
turtle.
about this.
Okay. So yeah, we saw this on the stream earlier in the video. Button the turtle. My daughter's collab with me. She did all the mosaics that adorned the little thing, and they got better every time she was working on one. She had the idea for all the concept of what we were doing. She named the turtle button. So she did some really good work on this with me, and it was really fun to have her there. She got really shy when people wanted to talk to her about it, of course, though. So there we have it.
I see this too, just so you know.
I'm blurry again. This is ridiculous.
You said it worked
Your
fine all
connection
week.
is unstable. I
Yeah.
know, and I am not on Wi-Fi.
Maybe it's your carrier.
I don't think so. Let me pull this out. I know that you've got a picture to show of the brown mulch.
This is what everyone wanted to see. This was by popular request. This is as close as I can get because I did not know who was there. It was part of my collab, but apparently a lot of people knew. So the mulch there outside the fence, and this is I can probably zoom in more. Yikes. It's going to be really pixelated. But that was all brittle brown that Brian put into the mulch outside the fence there. So that is a lot. That is a lot. And I do believe he crunched it up as much as he could. But that is brittle brown brick. Completely Lego purist here in the mulch that we used in the landscaping outside of our fence in the Scala murder mystery mansion. To give you an idea, this is what this resolution is at here. And then to actually be able to see this, because I didn't take a close-up of it, you got to really zoom in. But fun times. I didn't actually know it was there. And here's another fun story. As I saw this, I was like, you guys, do we have to turn this? Because they're like, these are all horizontal. These are vertical. Well, we dumped in a bunch of 1x1 dark blay rounds over that. So it looked like gravel on the circle drive here. So they were like, calm down, Mark. I'm like, but he was already on the ground. This guy getting trampled by the horse was already on the ground. So I didn't realize there was something else going in over that. Maybe if I had attended the meetings, I would know. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And just learning about it myself right now, all of this broken brittle brown. I love the squirrels are sitting in there all happy, probably munching on some brittle brown.
All right, take a look at this.
Yay, Ben's back.
Embarrassing. Look at my upload speed. Embarrassing.
what's happening?
Isn't that
That was me
ridiculous?
last week. Yeah, that's crazy.
How about you take it for a second? I'm going to try a restart and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go back through what I was going to do. Let's see. For those of you just joining us and those of you just learning about Mara's beautiful aquarium, we're going to go through kind of the history of that and what we did tonight. Why my hair is crazy. I'm not used to looking at my face this closely. So I'm a little horrified at the moment. But Ben's children joined him when I could not to do our 1-minute rant on Friday night of Chicago. And unfortunately, they couldn't hear the sound. We didn't have a good setup for that ourselves. The live stream area had a great setup, but, you know, we're amateurs. We've been at this for like a year plus, a little over a year. And so Ben asked his daughter to redo the rant at home, and we came up with this video. And then once you understand what's going on with the ranting, and now that you know that they built a mock together this year of the turtle aquarium, I think you'll appreciate what we turned that into. Not that, sorry.
Okay, so about his orange chips, he takes way too much time, and he takes way too much time on them, and then he's like, I'm like, come down, and he's like, I'm working on a different build, but it's like sitting there, and I'm like, why am I working on that? And he's like, oh, I'm working on this, and I'll do that later, and they don't have different size ranges, which they should, and they they all have computers in them. Like, it's disgusting. Only some of them need computers.
Not only one had a computer.
No, plenty of them do.
Plenty of them too.
And his beard. His beard is weird.
I have a weird beard. What does that have to do with orange chips?
Your favorite color is orange, but you dye your beard orange.
Dye my beard orange.
Yes, you do. I bet you would, not that you do.
All right. Well, there we have it. My sweet little daughter Mara does not like my orange chips because they have too many computers in them. They don't have a change in size. They're orange. I spend too much time working on them.
And sometimes you just don't do them and be like you're working on them.
Yeah.
And your beard.
And my beard.
And your mustache.
I'll get back in the photo so everyone can see.
Ugh.
All right.
It should be more like one of those French ones that is in the movies, like squirrels.
Like a little villain mustache?
Yes, you need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mara. Thanks for the rant.
Or you just need
Good
one
job.
little hair.
So Ben's been a part of the show for years. I've known him for a long time, and we worked on the same collab since I think 2013 or no, 2014. You took a year off. I didn't.
2012.
But I didn't work on that collab.
And I missed 13 and 14. So I think the first one we did was 2015.
So 9 years. I've known you. Yeah, I'd say 12. I knew you, and then we've been friends for 8. And Ben's family has been involved, and just always like a great part of the community, and the way he involves every one of his family members is always inspiring to me. So I asked our garage band, for those of you who don't know, we have a garage band that works for us. So I asked our garage band to write Ben a song based on his family's resentments towards what he builds.
Daddy Ben, oh, he loves his space. Lego ships in orange, all in place. But Mara's size, they're all the same. And why that beard? It's just a shame. Orange chips, computers galore. Mara dreams of something more. In Legoland, where dreams take flight. Orange or not, they'll get it right. Daddy, your ships are lame. All of them look the same. And your beard, such a disgrace. Maybe just one short hair on your face.
I spend too much time working on them.
And sometimes you just don't do them because you're working on them.
Yeah.
And your beard.
And my beard.
And your mustache.
I'll get back in the photo so everyone can see.
Ugh.
All right.
It should be more like one of those French ones that is in the movies, like squirrels.
Like a little villain mustache?
Yes, you need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mara. Thanks for the rant.
Or you just need
Good
one
job.
little hair.
It takes too long for you to build them. Focus, get it done, concentrate, Daddy Ben. One more word about your beard. Come on, Daddy, it's so weird.
And they don't have different size ranges, which they should. And they they all have computers in them. Like, it's disgusting.
Orange spaceships, make it end. Listen, friend, it's not a trend. Orange beard, that's the trend. Make it happen. I love you, Daddy Ben. I love you, Daddy Ben.
I love that so much. Uh, yeah.
Mara strikes again. She's going to be so thrilled to know she made it onto the show.
I mean, she's been on the show, but like she made a song. Like the garage band spoke her name correctly, which took a while. They kept calling her Mara.
Are
like, that
you
ain't right.
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I wish I was. I had to phonetically spell it Mara for them to
Fair
do that
enough.
correctly.
This is driving me bonkers, right? Because I just took a speed test and it looked like this. Now it's giving me the you're having problems again. 86.42. I should have no problems. I should be able to stream my beautiful face and glorious 10K, and still everyone should be able to see it. So whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, when you make all your own stuff, you got to fight everybody else. It's what I've learned owning a small business.
All right. Well, that's I think that was the end of the pictures I took that I actually uploaded. I took a few more, but I apparently didn't make it to Flickr for whatever reason.
Right. Samples from the kids. Yeah, I need to get back in there and pull out Piece of Cake, which I can do. It'll make it flow a little bit better. Thank you. That's not who I typed in, by the way. That I typed in. I asked the garage band to replicate Taylor Swift, and they gave me a bunch of country crap, and I was like, "That's
wrong era."
Wrong era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I typed in my own description of Taylor Swift's era that I wanted, and that's what I got. And I was very happy with it. So, right. He asked again, where can we buy it? I'm not going to sell these songs. Like, just not going to do it. Let's check out my Flickr. See, where is it? There it is. That's the right spot.
The most interesting thing about the songs is every new one is instantly my favorite one. So
that does tend to happen.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I just always, every time I go on to Friday Night Bricks or Critical Bricks, every time I see Troy on there, I always say "Shut up, Troy" to him. It's my favorite line from Castles Fall. So, you know, we can't do anything about that. It's just too good.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start here. We looked at this one a lot last week, the No Expectations graffiti mock, which is by Stanley. And he also did the Dan Wright was the one who did the Wally Multiverse, by the way.
Okay.
Apparently just took a picture of that, but it was because I took video. So we can go over my video if we have time. I think I took some pretty good video. But this was one corner of the Bionicle mock. And we can see, I was trying to get the mock card in there. Also nominated for Best Individual Display, I believe. And here's Ben Grayson did this. This rock work here, I thought was astounding. Like just that beautiful arch. Did you talk about this already?
I talked about the tree. I didn't talk about the rock work. It was nice as well.
Yeah. That's a huge project to tackle. I think Ben and I both now know rock work is not easy. One of the things I really liked in this picture was the little bamboo bridge. Like there's just kind of a little bit of everything in this. As much as I was like, oh, I love this. Oh, I hate it. It's bionicle. I really fell in love with this in a number of ways. This was a great picture of this. I'm sorry, a great view. I don't mean to say it's a great picture. I took it. I'm trying to be humble. That's when I noticed how photogenic everything underneath was, and how much there was to tell in this mock, and what it must have meant to transport it. Had this little plinth here with the different energies around it in this like sort of ceremony area or like sacred area. And then got into these, which were very, very cool, very inspiring, looked great during World of Lights. We talked about this one a bit, like the melting lava, all that. And then this was rather cool. It focused on the water bottle, I think, unfortunately, when I took the picture. But this spoke to me a ton, just like the water in the cave, all the growth on the walls. The lighting was really good in this. The green and the white and the blue, I thought was a really great use of just color theory in general, with the warm tones finally in the back with the door. I really like the water.
Okay. I'm assuming I'm going to get a bunch of notes that Mark is not. You can't hear Mark now?
Now I'm not.
That's what I'm going to get. Because I thought it was my headset there. I turned it off and back on, and it looks like Mark can hear me, but for some reason his mic just vanished. At least for me it did.
So
everybody else, yep. We can hear Mark, they say. What?
They can hear me.
Why can I not hear Mark?
I don't know. You're having some troubles over there.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was.
Wow.
I'll give you this.
Wow, what a messy stream. Hold on a second. It was working perfectly, and then you just vanished.
It's not terrible.
Let me try this.
Like we've had much worse.
Okay, say something.
Hi. Daddy, your ships are lame. Something that rhymes with lame. Shake the rocks out of it. Anyway, see, I'll keep talking in general about this stuff, and then you'll see if you can hear me or not. And so, yeah, pretty corner of that. This rhino killed me. We want to see Lego rhinos. Like, I think a lot of people kind of walked past this because they were relatively blocky, but I was like, yay, Lego animals. Ben's sighing rage is distracting me a little bit. That's the giraffe. I missed the alpaca. That's not an alpaca. What is this thing called? Anybody tell me what that is called? Black leather, yellow leather. I think it's for yellow leather red by David Manfred. These were very cool. I love this entire island. Oh, he left us again. He left us. Name that movie. He left us. Ariana Richards is saying it. Antelope. That's an antelope? That's much easier than I thought it would be. Thank you, Monica. Wait, thank you, Jessica. Springbok. Maybe thank you, Monica. I don't Gazelle. Jesus. I don't know what it is. Can Ben still not hear me? He's shaking.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, good. The color.
What the heck?
I don't know, man. It's okay. It's certainly okay. Like it's not as bad as you think. I think you're in like the sweat zone because it's on you, but this hasn't been bad. Like we've had worse. Like the time the stream died, and we had to like make a new one and try to convince people to join it.
Hey, what I am most proud of is I have exited the stream twice, and I haven't accidentally kicked everybody out of the stream.
Yes,
so we're doing okay in some regards.
Yeah.
Very colorful here. I like the recolors.
Thank you. Yes, it's good to have you back. The spaceship and pirate ship are awesome. Agreed with you, Qui-Gon Jeans. The pirate ship especially, just because there was like not only like all of the design work in the hull, but the fact that there was like also foliage and coral built into all of it. It just like I kind of wish there was some like neutral builds in between so people could really appreciate all of the color theory being used here. But this table, either way, if you could focus on one, you would have the best time. I really enjoyed all of this. That was Meredith. I don't know who this was because I failed to get the entire mock card because
Another beautiful recolor.
yes.
Changes. It looks cool.
Love the use of hearts here. This was Kohler skates. Yay, easy. They use their handle. Okay. It's just like it looked like a blob to me at first, but when I realized all the use, like the hull is built out of brick separators, which I thought was really cool. And then this is our friend Nicole. This is Girl Bricks a Lot. Brought her her crippled AT-AT.
Being reclaimed by nature. And
yes.
sort of a interesting lazy river type addition there.
No, what kills me here is the stormtrooper in the inner tube.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, lazy river stormtrooper.
I got stuck here. I live here now. Girl Bricks a Lot. The plum. Oh, this was so cool. I don't know. I don't do artwork. I don't do 2D, but I thought this was really cool. It spoke to me again. I guess like this tree is just part of my soul. I'm always putting in like cherry blossom, plum blossoms apparently as well. Really like this. Again, this is part of the same table. Aubrey herself, she stayed by her builds all weekend. I like the Chicago Bears tree over here. She talked to the public and AFOLs, private badged attendees about her stuff the entire weekend. Here's a great example, by the way, of when there's that much color in one place, you don't notice some of the neutral stuff. Look at this boat back here. That's amazing. I wish I had been able to spend a minute with that. Well, I wish I'd been able to spend a minute with anything. I wish I'd been able to spend 10 seconds with that.
Yeah. I like the lime green, whatever it is behind the tree there as well.
I was just this.
Yeah.
I was literally.
That's built up into.
What is that piece?
I don't know. I can't see it that well. I think it's an alien head from Toy Story.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. Yep, everyone's still here.
Yeah, it's because I didn't hit end stream. I just pressed the X. I did the right thing. But yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's crazy computer day. And the computer's stable now. All of a sudden StreamYard's being a pain in the butt.
Great. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's okay. Either way, don't worry about it. Derby says if he read mock cards more often, he might recognize builders. That's what I found this year. Like going out of my way to take pictures of the mock cards in order to give people credit because I own the brand and don't want to just barrel over people. I think I talked about this. I think it was with last you.
Week. We talked about it last week. Yep.
What happened? How did this water get made? Look at those. Look at the circle.
I think it's green underneath with dark blue over the top, translucent dark blue.
Barf, barf, barf. I love it.
But it looks really cool. It's a good color combo, those two together.
Yeah, she's amazing. Oh, whoops, going the wrong way. I gave her a Brickle-rific award. Just like if I could ever build this small, I might do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't build this small because I just have to keep shoving things into my builds.
That's like a mini, prettier version of The Wolf in the Woods.
Yeah,
but I really like the tree here in particular. For whatever reason, it kind of looks like a 2D sprite in a sense with the way those leaves are built.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
I a couple of things about this. First of all, just the insects.
Yeah, the little bees.
So we've got this butterfly that adds a nice, really like suddenly a cool tone on top of all the other warm tones that are in this. And then the bees, like you just said, and then the hedgehogs and their baby. That's not an insect.
That's way less creepy than the hedgehog set that came out, the Valentine's hedgehog set.
What is that? Salamander?
Yes. I think that's a recolor from the salamander from Frozen 2.
Okay.
I don't know what sets it appears in, but yeah, it is a salamander and it's cute.
Ladybug.
Ladybug. Yeah.
Raccoon back here? What's going on?
Probably. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here we are, you guys. This was my trauma. This is how we had to make the Pepper's Ghost happen because we didn't have tubes on the bottom of my Scala Figure's feet. I had to rubber band and ultimately tape her to a Technic beam, and I felt, yes, this. That's why I was like in my rant about like how the Scala figures were built, where I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Where again, as I said after the rant to Ben, I was like, well, if it was a dude, I'd be like, ha, the Technic beam's up his butt. And but with this, I was just like, ma'am, I apologize. I'm
very sorry. Yes.
Please stand up. And then I felt like I was victim blaming because I was just telling her to stand up to make that Pepper's Ghost work with like maybe 5 people saw. Like this was traumatic for me. I'm just not used to like handling lady parts, and like this felt really, really wrong. And she's still in this position. She's still in exactly that spot right now because we're apparently going to be to Grand Rapids, and like this is one of the many reasons that I left the Flickr stream private because like. Oh my God, I wouldn't want anyone to just stumble upon this without context, which the context is she needed to float or stand at all, which I couldn't do because she didn't have shoes, and that's how you stand Scala figures up. And I needed it to be a Pepper's Ghost. What's that called?
Yeah, what a terrible design.
Oh no, and since everything is round, when you try to like rubber band it to something like that, effect. There we go. Pepper's Ghost effect. There. She kept spinning around it. So she'd be on the opposite side. So I really had to like, how do I say this appropriately? I was going to use a word that started with N and ended in L, but I'm not going to say that. I had to like position her permanently. There we go. And it wasn't easy. And my hands were sweating. It was an awful experience. Nope. And nope, exactly. It all happened the night before Brickworld, where I was like, or we can check. The Mystery Mansion will be in Grand Rapids.
It'll be a smaller version. It'll be. But there are certain modules that are going. I know Mark happens to have one of the bottom floor ones. Hey, look at that! Look who's there. You can see both of my kids in this picture too.
Yep, and Tim, our fearless.
And Tim, yes. I don't know what I was talking about with you here, but you probably asked me something weird.
Yeah, who knows?
But my kids are playing Switches or looking at iPads while I'm finishing the rover here, or getting Mark a piece or Tim a piece. Tim probably came over because he needed a piece, so that's probably what's happening.
Yeah, is that my cart you have?
Nope, that one's mine. We're Costco buddy carts.
Yep. Okay. So I had to have had a reason to stop by in the first place because there was no socialization happening at this time of day. And so I needed something specific and just whipped out my phone to be like, look, it's him building the building site. Yes. Yeah. Which is not something you typically do.
No, I usually don't have to, but I was dumb enough to think that we needed a rover for the Year of the Rover mock.
But you nailed it. You got it. All right, so here's some more of the collab. And I wanted to point out this.
Oops.
Our oops, yes.
But that was fixed before Public Day, which is probably what Tim was looking for parts to fix something, and I was scraping some out for him.
I had 5 minutes with this during setup. They were putting my modules on top and trying to like stud them in with the freeze in back. And so that's what was going on. So no one had the chimney on their mind at this time. They were just trying to get it together because they're like maybe Friday morning, and like Thursday at noon they were like, we're ready. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not, but I will come there for you guys and make sure you're not held up like you've been in years prior with me being part of the collab. But yeah, someone forgot to build a chimney on their module. So right here, and this one had already been filled in, right? The one that built their chimney the wrong size.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, so
that's too small. I know names. I will not share them.
I will say this: Elisa fixed this one, and then I don't know who fixed this one.
I think we built a whole chimney to just slot it in there. I think it was Emilio, but I'm not sure.
That was fun. So let's see. Go back.
But that's
back.
that's not too bad for having errors. Just a couple of mistakes on the chimney, you know.
It's not like Oasis, where like we did collaborative terrain, like
yeah, we had to do some of that
intensely like complicated terrain, and not one module matched up with the other. So we had to do a lot.
It's not entirely true. Mine and Tim's matched up pretty well, but I didn't finish the top of mine because, surprise, surprise, my basement flooded. I don't talk about it nearly as much as Mark, but my basement flooded that year. And so I had finished it. There were kind of 3 color layers. It was reddish brown, dark orange, I think, and then tan. And I did barely any of the tan, but my brown and dark orange lined up perfectly with Tim's, but we had to build all the tan on site.
Right.
It was just a mess everywhere.
The dark tan off of my one was probably the craziest, where I was like, hey, I haven't slept for 48 hours. And this was as far as I was able to get. Now I'm like done. So when Mark is carrying the roof of the Scala building, that is not the time to try to talk to him.
Somebody do that.
Yeah. Like I said before, I thought I knew who Derby was. Now I know for sure. It's the there aren't great times to talk to me during the show. So like I just have to get myself in the mindset. I'm not giving a thumbs up. Stop it. I just have to get myself used to the fact that people are going to talk to me at times, and that's why I wear the disguise. That's now been blown. But I just got to be more patient and more gracious when people stop me at times where I'm like carrying a delicate model, and just be like, yes, what do you need? And maybe just try to call them over to somebody who is more willing. Brick Orphanage says Ghost Chimney was all within the theme, so we should have just left it. Stud City is here. Well, hello, Stud City. Thank you for joining us very much. He was on ACOB on Thursday. Great fun on ACOB's stream last Thursday. If you like, sometimes it's hard to rewatch a live stream, but I would highly recommend Thursday night's ACOB. Lots of fun. So Monica says that the drain in her furnace room backed up the other day. Thankfully, the water didn't get to any carpeted areas. I should grab a selfie with you at social, since that's the only time we got to talk. Oh, well, I ran into you more often than I did most people, actually, Monica. Saw you several times.
I saw Monica a few times, and like she said, my daughter was feeling standoffish because she knows me and Monica are besties. That's okay. And we got some Lego Masters on the scene here.
Yeah.
Checking out the Scala. I don't know who's working down there on Kevin's build, the library, but looks like we're getting everything fixed up. Probably Kevin, if I had to guess, but who knows?
Well, this was during the when they were putting the roof on. I don't think Kevin was there, so I would guess that was because he's always trying to step in and fix what's messed up while things are happening. I would guess that's Emilio.
Emilio, yeah.
Although he has a wedding ring on, so that I don't think that's Emilio.
I'm guessing it's Kevin. The roof's already on here, so who knows?
Yeah, but I was still there. I don't remember seeing Kevin. Anyway, doesn't matter. And then it's finally together.
Yeah.
And let's see if we're missing. That's funny. Trying to zoom in. See if there's anything. Oh, we can kind of see Pete's better.
Yeah, you can see his crazy wallpaper there.
Yeah.
And I think he told me that the steps in the wine or blood, depending on what you think they are, actually represent the steps you do in a waltz, I think.
That's right. He did say that.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that during one of our Zoom meetings, or one of the 2 Zoom meetings that I actually attended. The dining room is much more interesting. I think this is the first time I've looked at the dining room, to be honest. That's pretty cool.
Lots of cool things. The Modulex bricks and the little trophies used in the toy room, the kids' room, those are cool too. So lots of cool stuff in this.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and let's see. Let me get back to this in a way that won't make people seasick. I like this.
That's a tree of all kinds of translucent blue parts.
Purple.
Or were they purple?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, this spoke to me, of course. It was purple, let alone like transparent.
Very cool.
Let's see. Are we missing any comments in the meantime? I think
no, they're mostly talking to each other, which is fine. That's cool too.
Yep, I agree.
Little tree dragon, very tree-y. Monica confirms it was purple. She can't believe she missed the Modulex. Yep, there was a couple little Modulex bits in there.
Fabuland character in with the elves.
Aha.
Had to stop. I found that one.
Spotted it.
Really like this little house. This was kind of off in the middle of nowhere. A full walk around. It was still. Whoops. It's still set up.
I know whose those are.
I've got. Yeah, of course. This is Fabby Fan Milwaukee, isn't it?
No, those are mine.
Oh, those are yours. Oh,
yep.
Now I recognize the one that I built live with you. Yeah. Or you built live while I was building another crappy one.
Yeah.
How did I get? Okay, whatever. Back to this. This was very cool. It was by you, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it was not by me. It was near my area.
Okay.
It was built by one of the Lego Masters, I believe, wasn't it? I think it was. No. I think it was not Manny, but the other one. Salad Build is what I'm hearing from Realgar.
Maybe he meant Solid.
I think that's his handle, but his real name is Luis, I think.
Oh, okay. So it was Luis
from
Lego Masters. Yeah, I obviously this grabbed my attention. There was no mock card out yet. There was no nominations out yet, so I don't know if it ended up getting nominated for anything.
It won. It did, in fact, won Best Medieval Build, which it should have.
Chunkify My Mech. This is the one picture I got of it.
There you go. There it is.
I don't know. I know it's somewhat derivative, but like the Buzz Lightyear Slave One.
That was cute.
Or what do they call it now? Because they don't call it that anymore. I did like that. I like this a ton. I thought it was a really fun mosaic. Very 8-bit. Who did this, by the way?
That was in Influencer Alley, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure which influencer it was either, but I thought it was really smart. I thought it was really kind of pop culture, like street art, sort of just fun, iconic. It grabbed my attention for sure. I like this. I like this a lot. This is probably Casey McCoy, isn't it?
Yes.
Looks like something you do.
I believe so.
Yeah. Yep, it is. This is Casey's table. Yeah. He did a lot of these with the articulated sort of Legoland, Miniland scale. Lots of stuff going on. He tells a story, doesn't he?
Yeah. So the one that we got a look at there from Salad Builds, yeah, Luis Salad de Grasse. I couldn't hope I could pronounce that right, but he goes by Salad Bricks. He does have shots up at Brickworld of his build, which was called Raid on Ravenspire.
He's been on here, Saladrigas.
Saladrigas. And he is, in fact, a Lego master, as mentioned. He was with Alex, their teachers.
Yeah. Oh,
from Miami.
hold on. There's one. Okay, I went the wrong way. There's one outside. Yes. And this here is why I originally took the picture. The lighting in there.
Oh, yeah.
That you can catch during the day. Yeah, this is really smart. Really fun. Told an original story, didn't it?
The Raven was cool.
Yeah, the Raven was amazing.
So it's kind of fantasy / D&D all together. Very cool.
Yeah, lovely.
So
it's
sort of like the D&D set on steroids. So very cool. So there's Casey's, more Casey's. Did a lot of these figures last year as well.
Yeah.
But more storytelling, I think, this year. The one he had last year with the shades of blue.
In this picture, just over here.
Yes, right over there. Yep. Was a really inspiring MOC. So he's
no kidding.
Done a few really cool ones in addition to that one.
Yeah. This was also Casey.
Yeah, scaling up figures as people are really into that right now. We saw quite a bit of this at Brickworld this year.
The new hotness, as you might say.
Yeah.
Oh, this was me being grumpy with somebody. We had a lot of Brickle.
Yeah, there's some Brickles.
This is
there's a Stosh sighting in this one.
The Stosh here, yeah, there certainly is. This is like, I was like, it's a parade. They're like, no, it's kind of on a farm. I'm like, it's the parade. Parades happen in rural communities too. What do you know? Yeah, this was fun.
The floats being held down. Okay, Roland Grace, right? The Walking City, which is very cool.
So I don't know if you didn't see this, if you weren't there, you haven't seen what it actually is yet. I get there eventually. That is what it is. Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I want to know how he transported it. I want to know how he took it apart, put it back together, all this stuff. I want to know how he conceptualized it. I can't get a freaking pagoda house on a small hill. This is bonkers.
A lot to this one for sure.
Just the amount of like math it had to have taken to like make both legs the same height to get the pelvis to sit at the right level.
Yeah, this one definitely has a taint worth shooting. We'll just say that.
Well, let's get to it. I did shoot the taint.
Yep. Better.
Of course, because I knew if I didn't, people would be like, what's wrong with you? Couldn't help myself getting it, like just all the detail in some of these, like just like elaborate roofs, the way these all these houses fit together at angles, let alone supported something else, supported a lot. I thought it was really creative. It told a story. It was, again, transcendent, but it was just like an original expression of the builders' creativity that they shared with us in a beautiful, beautiful way. There we go.
There's the taint, everybody.
Finally, it's rather, yeah. There. That's the one. That's the taint shot.
There's the best taint shot of all. Indeed.
Yeah, it's what definitely. And it's in the thumbnail for this week and last week. The taint shot here. Yeah, and it was nice that you can photograph it against the ceiling, so you had kind of a backdrop, so there wasn't like a convention happening behind it.
Yeah,
like, this was the way to kind of get the picture. He built abs, he built pecs, he built like a taint, he built like what are they called? Tendons and sinew in the legs. Like it's so smart. I don't know how long it took him to conceptualize and build this, but I'd love to talk to him about this. It's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke to a lot of people. Obviously, you saw all the Gujiks and tokens of appreciation. It won best in show from the public. It won something. It won best individual display.
Could have, yeah, I'm not sure, but very cool build overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jawas. Yeah. Henry Elgar points out he's only like 18. Yeah, he was a young guy. Yeah, so we've got There's, a Jaws set we've heard for a long time now. There's a Lego Jaws set coming. But here we go. This is the Jawas.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we got an ET-ish looking build next to it too. So, I think this one was Simon's, wasn't it? Simon Lube did this one. It's a cute little Calvin and Hobbesy type
Yeah.
stuff, comic strip thing.
He did the Let's Go Exploring, which was the theme this year. The comic strip that Bill Watterson ended the series with. Gloria Saint, yes. Let's see. I think I have pictures of. Well, I took a lot of pictures of that. That's Simon Ship. Did he win that one? Did he win Best Spaceship?
No,
But he was
Dan,
nominated.
that was Dan Church's one. This
cool.
one I think did win the September vote for ship of the September builds or whatever. So very cool ship.
That was the comic strip, the Let's Go Exploring comic strip, which I took several pictures of. There's a lot of Calvin Hobbes on that table. I don't know what this was, but I thought it was cute.
I don't even recall seeing this one. So
it was over on. It was over in that area. So
okay, there's lots of good stuff in that area.
Cool stuff, yeah. I believe this was near Fabby Fan Milwaukee because we're going to see his stuff soon. Yeah, his name was Greg something, and he was at the edge right. There's Fabby Fan Milwaukee right there, and his stuff is down this way. So it was at the back of the room by the second concession stand.
Okay.
He was the one who had the Fabuland prints. This is the Fabuland Star Wars.
Yeah, I chuckled when I saw those. I said, "Oh, more of that."
Yeah, we've talked about some Fabuland Star Wars MOCs on this stream for sure.
Yeah, like the sail barge.
And this is the Mount Fabulympus.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Fabulympus, sorry.
Fabulympus.
Which we've talked about on the stream before as well, getting it from Brickworld Milwaukee. I don't remember these birds on it in Milwaukee, which are fantastic.
Little chariot there, pulled by birds.
And he just had some other cool MOCs that were like, he's just a very creative builder. Whoops. Okay.
You like the shirt, I take it.
Yeah, very, very much so. That's the last one.
All right.
That's what I can get into video, but I think we should wrap it up because I do believe dinner is coming soon.
Okay, well, let's get to our final topics here, which are rants and close calls. Since, of course, all my stuff came out, radio calls, ranting time. We're going to try to move these close calls along fast because I want to get to all of them.
Yeah, give me one because I'm going to use the bathroom.
You do that while I get this set up here. I'm going to start the first one. VMAX says dinner at 11. You've got to understand something. No kids, no bedtime. Matt Husband, as he's now been known to be called, works very late, doing all kinds of stuff. So dinner at 10 and 11, or 10 as it were here in Central Time, not unusual for Mark at all. So he actually told me he got a little early. Derby Bricks goes linger. What's the better Cranberry song? These all have a radio theme of some variety for the most part. But I've got, look at this, a split. VMAC goes with Dreams and Realgar goes with Zombie. Getting a lot more votes on this than we ever did with our Melissa Etheridge choices. But all three dropping a pick for Cranberries. I believe it was Zombie on the radio today that I heard. And my son was trying to change the channel. And I said, get your finger off that dial. We are listening to the Cranberries. But I had to definitely follow up from the disaster that we had with Melissa Etheridge with one that seems to be more so in people's wheelhouses saying, hey, if you're going to turn the dial, don't do it on which Cranberry song. I've gotten 2 votes for Linger, 2 votes for Zombie. Monica Berry kind of is riding the rails here. A couple people went with Linger. Ralph Nader says Zombie.
linger.
Um,
You have to, you have to, you have to let it linger.
there we go. I don't actually. Hope Castle drops a dreams on us. We actually went three different choices for this one. They're all good. I don't know what to tell you. It's a close call. That's what the whole point of the series is. Derby Brick says you never turn the dial on any Cranberries song.
Ever. Yeah, you're killing it with this one. You didn't do so well with Melissa Etheridge.
No, nobody liked Melissa, but everybody knows these, and there are lots of versions. Monica wants you to sing Dreams now.
Okay, let me. Yeah. So as soon as I heard Linger, Dreams kind of like crapped out of my head. So give me 1 second.
Impossible to ignore.
All right. So on
Impossible to ignore.
I got our 50th episode demonetized because I played the Pharrell Williams preview. Yeah. So great. Celebrate. No money on this ever. Not that we were making money on it at that point. But once we...
All my dreams. Okay, it's never quite as it seems. Okay, go ahead. You muted yourself. Okay, maybe that's good. He's probably getting talked to, so he's like, yes, I'm muted, which is all fine. But there's a little singing for Dreams, and then everybody knows Zombie, of course, because it's Zombie. But even so, that just because everybody knows the song doesn't mean it dominated here. We've got a nice break after my lovely singing rendition. Amy votes for Dreams, so we've got a lot of people interested in this. Monica says he's listening to the Cranberries. Yes, he probably is trying to get the words here so he can sing it for us. Rialgar suggests that maybe everyone would vote for it if it was Dreams with a couple Z's. Totally possible. So Mark's trying to contemplate if he can sing this or not. But there we go. So this is a good one here. He's still going at it. He's still doing it. We got the play-by-play going. But yeah, triple threat from the Cranberries. Three songs that they knocked out of the park. Jesse goes with Zombie. I'm not surprised. I could have almost told you that Joe Ellen would go with Zombie because Amy liked my singing voice. She said it was Brickworld karaoke. So there we go. So we've both sung on stream today. It's probably never going to happen again. But there it is. So Mark's still getting the jam in. All right, maybe he can unmute himself now. All right, Mark, let's hear it.
It's a little bit harder to sing than anything else because it gets into the kind of like the zombie sort of like
yep.
Every possible way.
In every possible way.
Yeah.
No pressure, Mark, but it's your audition for next year's improv show, buddy.
Da, 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 da.
Yep.
What are the lyrics? Give me a second, because I can at least get the lead in.
It's this. In all my dreams, never quite as it seems. Never quite as it seems. Yep.
And then the no, not Baby Monster. Dream. What? Who the hell are they? Cranberries.
It's right on the screen.
She's dead, isn't she?
We are getting a Rip Dolores O'Riordan. I think that was fairly recent as well.
Well, I think pre-COVID, wasn't it? Like recently by pandemic memory.
My singing has also inspired Monica to change her vote. She wants Dreams now.
Never quite as it seems. I know I felt like this before. Yeah.
So
right. What was the other one? Linger? You have to let it linger.
Do you have to
let it linger? I'm on Linger. I'm actually on Linger.
2018, 6 years ago now.
You have me wrapped around your finger of my heart.
Yep.
Have to let it linger.
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to?
Just a fool for you.
Yep. It's a great song.
To let it linger.
Great song.
where does it get to the la la da 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 da?
There's that in like all of them.
Da, 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 da.
Yep.
Oh,
Very
wow.
close call. Okay, this wasn't the only close call I had today, so should we roll to the next one?
Bonkers.
Better thing to pretend you like to
Linguist
convince
with farts.
people you are cool. Radiohead or Radio Flyer? Which one do you have to pretend to like in a group?
Where
I
are
think you're cool.
well
VMAC.
I'm lost because like you nailed it with the cranberries. I don't know where you've gone with this because I don't necessarily need to pretend to like
Hey,
Radiohead, but I would have to pretend to like Radio Flyer. It's 10 p.m.
which one are you pretending you like to convince people you are cool?
Radio Flyer.
Okay.
But you didn't ask which one I'm. You didn't ask which one I'm pretending to. You literally say right there, it's on the screen. Which one's the better thing to pretend to like? Like, I'm sorry. There's too many levels here.
Monica says it depends on the crowd. Ariel
I
says
guess
only
it's
song
better to pretend.
anyone knows
like
from Radiohead
race?
is Creep. Both true.
Untrue.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. Derby Bricks throws out a Radio Gaga though. Good try.
Maybe.
Lou's voting for Nickelback. No, that's Radiohead, Lou. I'm sure that was
No,
a joke.
it's not an option.
But that is Radiohead over there.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're not improvisers, so we don't catch things as quickly as you might.
No. So I don't know. I mean, you got to be like, oh, I want to join in this conversation about people talking about old timey things.
So now Creep versus Dreams. Close call. Creep versus Dreams.
Creep versus Dreams.
He's running.
All right. So the answer to this is clearly Radio Flyer, apparently. I'm not sure.
Where did you come up with this shit? This is awful.
All right.
You went from like the best clip. Why are we still
just wait? We're gonna get to the best one at the bottom, at the end here. Set with a sound brick you would rather purchase, the retro
Like a
radio
feather.
or the adorable sorting hat. Which one are we going with?
By lifestyle shot, definitely the hat.
That's true. VMAX says Radiohead doesn't even like Radiohead. Yeah, they're the ones who would pick Radio Flyer for sure. Let's see. On this vote, we've got to vote for radio, and radio. Apparently, no one's liking the sorting hat.
Really?
Crystal Radio, VMAC Radio, alternate candidate radio. Let me tell you why this is a close call. The correct answer is you shouldn't buy either of these ever.
Well, I would buy the sorting hat because it has a lot of cool brown pieces, and I like to build terrain. I would never buy that stupid radio.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't use any of those effing pieces. Well, maybe the light aqua, but like it comes with like 9,000 of those like space ladders from the 80s. Who wants that?
I do. Those parts are cool. There's some concerns, of course, that Harry Potter and its author have gone off the rails. Realgar points that out. But I'm just talking about the sets. You can, of course, not support J.K., whatever her real name is, Rowling, because of those reasons. But yeah, it was a pretty clean sweep for radio. People are saying that ain't no close call, man. That ain't no close call.
Special. You're so fucking special.
Now we're singing Radiohead. All right.
Songs in my head. Now I'm like, after dinner, I'm going to listen to it like 50 times. So thanks a lot.
Apparently, Boone's voice is part of the radio. But let's get to the real question, the one everybody actually wants to answer.
Jeebus Cripes. There's another one.
Hold on. Oh, you'll like this last one, but something bad happened here, which is that my Google Slides closed before I got to the last one. But it'll just take a second to reload it. But this last one's important.
Is it now?
I said it was. Is that all that matters? Yes, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no. No, I believed you.
All right, here it is. Funnier retro video of my kids. Are we ready to play them? All right, Mara's already been on stream today, so we're going to put them both on here. First up, I think we're gonna go first up, Mara, because I think Miles needs to. Well, actually, they're not named very well, so it's going to be whichever one I happen to open first. So here we go.
Say it.
Happy birthday, Uncle Boo.
Happy birthday, Uncle Boo.
What else?
Give Mom a kiss. Say miss you.
Miss you.
Ben's putting Mara to bed, so he's missing out. But Miles and I wanted to send you a birthday video. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, butthead.
Miles. Say happy birthday, Uncle Boo.
Happy birthday, Uncle Boo, butthead.
Bye.
So we go with the Uncle Boo Butthead, which is what he calls my brother. Or do we go with this one featuring Mara?
I wanted to tell you about Daddy's birthday.
You want to tell me what?
I don't want to have a breakfast, but Daddy said I can't.
Well, why did you bring it up?
You know.
No.
Mommy, let's just get out.
Okay, you're not going to tell me.
You can't keep a secret.
You can't keep a secret?
Donut.
What?
And donut and orange juice.
What?
Um,
You are a lucky girl.
don't tell Daddy that I told you.
Okay. But you know what? You should not tell Miles. Don't even bring it up to Miles, okay? Right?
Yes, Mommy.
What? What do you want?
That one. But I don't know. The they're both cute, but the one that's funnier might be the butthead video. Quite honestly, they're both pretty cute.
I'm kind of Butthead caught me as well, and like we already gave Mara her own song, so like I feel just compelled to vote for Miles either. But Butthead's one of my favorite words in the world. It is one of my nicknames from lives past, and so yeah, I have to go with the Tainted here as well. That we're voting for Miles, I think. No offense to Mara, of course.
I think that video from Mara could get some more play with the I can't keep a secret, and I got something to tell you,
kidding.
but I don't want to tell you. Daddy says I can't. She's like, do you know? What did you have for breakfast? Do you know? I don't. A donut and orange juice.
I would say like it's been clear to me over the years that you like nurture your children's personalities the way they are developing, regardless.
Oh yeah.
What our parents might have said some of those things, which I love. I very much love. We got another
yeah, it was
vote for Miles.
hard to hear Mara a little bit. Yeah, the secret was that I gave her a donut and orange juice for breakfast. And I don't know if I told her not to tell her mom, it wasn't serious, of course. Her mom can know what she eats. But the funny part is that she ratted me out anyway and said she couldn't keep a secret. And it was funny because, you know, at first she was like, I can't tell you. Let's just go. Let's just get out of the car. And then she spilled the beans anyway and told her it was a donut. So then they both agreed to
It seems
not
like the
tell
Tainted is saying that Tainted is telling us that they couldn't hear it as well. I could hear it fine.
Okay. We can put it on turned up some other time, but you can't miss Miles screaming Uncle Boo's a butthead. So
someone suggested in the chat that I was getting hangry. I'm not. I ate before the stream this time. I'm just getting anxious that like Matt's gonna want to eat. Matt gets annoyed when the stream runs past 10, and I can just calm down. I texted him to go ahead and eat without me, so I'll try to stay calm. And
it's cool. We only have one more topic anyway, and we're making it up because our last topic is ranting time.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I got one.
Perfect. Let me grab a timer and a piece of cake, and then we'll proceed with some ranting. Because we're well prepared today, I only had to exit the stream twice today, which was,
Yeah.
which wasn't the worst thing in the entire world.
I got a piece of cake ready. So
Okay, cool. I will just get the timer then, and you can do the cake, and we will be off and ready to go. I'm not going to pretend like we're more organized than this. We usually aren't. But here we go. Here comes the timer. Oh, nope, that's the wrong thing.
He's on the phone with somebody, so we're good,
Oh, good.
for now.
Then we can totally rant.
We can all relax.
Here we go.
So you guys relax because you've been really tense.
All right, play some piece of cake.
Okay, make sure the volume is lower so you can hear me. Listen, Lego community, I am so tired of being inspired by all the amazing shit that you build, let alone the thousands and thousands of MOCs that were at Brickworld Chicago. I don't have a lot of extra time, and all of these new ideas and all this new inspiration is just flooding my head. So I try to build one thing, and I'm like, oh, but you saw this amazing thing, you saw this amazing thing, it inspired you to do this. Maybe you can change this way. I don't need that pressure. So if you could please be a little more dull, if you could please be like a little less inspiring, because I need my time to focus on my ideas, and seeing so many beautiful ideas out there that are amazing and just like fill my soul with creativity. I'm over it. Knock it off. No more beautiful creations. No more inspiring builds. I'm done with it. I'm out.
Yeah, you guys, okay. Let's be honest. Of the two of us on stream, Mark's obviously got the potty mouth. But sometimes I really feel inspired to say something. I just want to say, you're all assholes. Fuck what you're doing to Mark. That is what I've got to say about this.
How dare you all? Yes.
Exactly. And you can swear this late in the stream and not get demonetized.
You got my text?
So, yeah, Mark's getting a lecture now. How dare you? Everybody be duller. How dare you be inspiring everybody? Stop being butt wipes. VMAC says, oh, he'll disappoint you next year. Well, thank you, VMAC. That is very considerate. Realgar says, I'm surrounded by assholes. That's a quote from something, which obviously we need to know.
Spaceballs.
Perfect. Derby Brick says we need to use the basic parts usage, not the nice parts usage. We got some BPUs going. Alternate candidate loves it. So there it is.
Stop being innovative. Give me the time to be innovative in the way that you've been innovative without seeing you do it first. Like, stop. I don't have the time.
Knock it off. Don't make us take so many dang pictures in the hall that it stretches our stream longer to talk about all the MOCs that you guys bring. Knock it off.
Let lack of time crush my heart and stop refilling with all your beautiful inspiration. I don't need my heart rebuilt.
Stop it. Stop it.
I know I'm writing that creative energy quite a lot, to be honest. Like to see I got to see quite a lot this year. As much as I say I didn't get to be out on the floor, like only 2x4s next.
The only problem, VMAC, is if we do a really good job with just 2x4s, it's going to be twice as inspiring. Next,
it'd be amazing. Like we could do it here. It's all worms.
It could be. I don't know.
Also, which would also be amazing.
There were quite a few standworms this year. There'll be even more next year.
Like the things that people, how many brick separators did you see used in MOCs?
Quite a few. People
this
are
year, let
catching
alone
on.
like an entire spaceship that was as scaled up brick separators that were brick separators.
Well, I mean, everybody's got a lot of them, and I've even got that scary looking fun hole one somewhere around here. I don't even know where it is.
Boo!
There it is. My
Stop
snail,
saying fun hole.
My snail fun hole brick separator.
It's a steampunk brick separator, which would be cool, by the way, if Lego made it.
Yeah, I'm next Eurobricks MOC, all built by 2x4s. You never know. I'm surprised you see my MOCs anyway. All my plates are translucent and invisible. Good point. Reed does like to fly under the radar with his invisibleness. So yeah, that's the chonky gray boy separator. It's actually black, but maybe it's it's got the light reflecting off it, so you can't tell so much. You need a fun hole banner. That's not how you spell fun hole, Sarah. So it's F dot hole. You've got to remember that. F dot hole. That's the logo. There you go. F dot hole. There it is. All right. I'm ready to rant. I'm upset about something.
All right. If you get the timer, I'll get the piece of cake.
All right. Here we go. Piece of cake.
Yep. Go for it.
All right. You know what is just aggravating me beyond anything else that's aggravated me? It's when people aren't ready for their own live streams. Not only should you be ready, you should have all of your technical issues ironed out. I don't want you to be like, oh, all of a sudden I can't hear anything. Oh, I'm just talking and I have to rely on the chat to tell me if my computer's even working. Or all of a sudden your speed drops down and you're just watching molasses on the screen, or frozen people, or you start talking over each other for 20 freaking seconds. You know what? You're a professional. You've been paid in tomato soup 1x1 tiles. You should do your frickin' job and be ready for the frickin' live stream. And don't pretend like it's okay if you're the host of the show and someone's experiencing technical difficulties. Don't pretend like, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. That person's an asshole.
Time. Lots of
I don't
swear.
know who that was about, though.
I don't either.
No.
But I've seen streams like that where I'm like, always so frustrated. I'm never frustrated. That's why when you were upset tonight, I was like, it's okay. It's totally okay. I've seen it happen on many other streams. It's just like, it's the whims of the internet. And I read an article. I think I talked about this last week when I was on. You weren't for some reason. Oh yeah, because you froze last week. That the AI is like the AI usage being up is like really bogging down the interwebs.
The interwebs.
Those tubes that we send information through on the internet.
Yeah.
And so like there's going to be more problems, and like, what's it called? Tech companies don't care about the small internet users. So we'll lose it from time to time. Yeah, let it go.
No, I'm not gonna let it go. I'm not gonna let it go. That guy was a jerk.
We'll definitely
pretending like he was ready to go, and he wasn't ready to go.
We'll definitely never let that go, because we do want it to go smoothly, but it doesn't always, and it's never as bad as we think. Skynet. It's definitely Skynet. I found a disembodied robotic arm in the basement this weekend. I think it was part of the flood.
That makes sense.
I think it came in through the wall. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I was like, what do I do with this? Yeah. I Googled Skynet and just gave me like Terminator references. I was like, no, I want to find the company so I can make some money off this and bring about the coronation of the world.
If nothing else, what I'm really showing is that my ranting skills are nothing compared to Mara's. I'm just pumping my little girl up because she's basically unstoppable. When she says that having computers inside spaceship MOCs are disgusting, I don't even know. There's nothing else you could say. You're like, yeah, you're right.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, you're toast at that point.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He roasted you pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Derby says, I love it when Mark glitches when he's talking about glitching. Yeah. The sound glitch for me today was the most bizarre because I couldn't hear a dang thing. And everyone's like, no, we can hear you. Apparently I'm just interrupting. Like, I can't hear Mark. Is he talking? Or you guys can't hear me? No. Apparently it was all fine. Except for my headset. I don't know. But that's okay.
You glitched while you were talking about that. It's Wreck-It Ralph, everybody.
Well,
we're gonna be.
All I can say is, are we returning soon? Are we going to be here next week? 4th of July is Thursday.
We hope we will be.
But I think I'll be here. Will I have anything built? I don't know.
I think so too. I think I'll probably be glitchy.
Then
I might drop out here and there. You might lose my sound.
My sound might stop
Who knows?
working. Yeah.
We don't know how to live this way. We really don't know what's up. But we'll work on it. We're always trying to be our best, and this is our best.
Mm-hmm. VMAX suggests I should build a spaceship inside of a computer. So that makes sense.
Does.
Rob says next time he'll see us, there'll be no glitching. Well, thank you.
It's true.
That's a good hope. But I would say that all those, how could we describe those glitches as anything other than mistakes? Well, maybe there's another way we could look at it. You'd say there are no mistakes. There's only happy accidents. You know, me glitching and having problems meant you got a little more time with Mark. I even came back in. He was saying nice things about me. So I don't know. Maybe it was a happy accident. But that comes from our hero, Bob Ross.
I don't think we have anything else to play tonight but this.
Daddy Ben, oh, he loves his space. Lego ships in orange, all in place. But Mara sighs, they're all the same. And why that beard, it's just a shame. Orange ships, computers galore. Mara dreams of something more. In Legoland, where dreams take flight. Orange or not, they'll get it right. Daddy, your ships are lame. All of them look the same. And your beard, such a disgrace. Maybe just one short hair on your face.
I spend too much time working on them.
And sometimes you just don't do them because you working on them.
Yeah.
And your beard.
And my beard.
And your mustache.
I'll get back in the photo so everyone can see.
Ugh.
Alright.
It should be more like one of those French ones that is in the movies, like squirrels.
Like a little villain mustache?
Yes, you need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mara. Thanks for the rant.
Or you just need
Good
one
job.
little hair.
It takes too long for you to build them. Focus, get it done, concentrate. Daddy Ben, one more word about your beard. Come on, Daddy, it's so weird.
And they don't have different size ranges, which they should. And they they all have computers and it's disgusting.
Orange spaceship